Welcome everybody back to Learned Mortality Night 12. Last time on Learned Mortality, Lucy executed the perfect 5-point turn. What'll happen today?
Someone remember where we parked.
Don't worry, I got it. Pillar 4.
After returning to Isotiller, Larry and Seiko, both of you have received an urgent call on your communicators. Millie and the others of the base have communicated that Elisar, Lucifer, and Professor Iso have all led the giant back towards the Good Doctor's factory.
They did what?
Now, as you all hop off of the convoy with a decent amount of scrap gathered from the Titanic, unloading currently by Tricky and Eric, Larry and Seiko, you see something appear out of thin air in front of you. One moment there is just a raging blizzard, and the next moment, sort of like horizontal bars streaking away at the very fabric of reality, a form is there, standing on the path in front of you. Its gaping open hole, sort of emanating this soft red glow.
I'd say I'd say I'm surprised, but I'm really not.
What do?
I'm thinking. Yeah, I ain't got a fucking idea.
I've got a really stupid one.
As these two are passing sort of scrap to each other, Murphy stops and turns and then sees what you two are looking at.
You're not actually going to.
Oh boy, here goes nothing. Fucking sprints and dives into the gaping hole.
Oh
no.
You have... Doesn't even bother to check where the fucking goes. Always leaps before they look.
So... she's dead, right?
50-50. I'm staying here. I'm being paid to protect the base, not her.
I've been wanting to do this. Something stupid like this for a long while.
Can you explain to me how you enter this penguin, first of all?
I dive face first.
Can you make me a bronze roll?
Sure.
And then you simply smash your face into something metal. Just boom!
Ow!
Right in. Lucy, Elisar, Bliss, you all hear a boom as Seiko just kind of hits the side of this metal support beam.
Seiko,
Ow!
Fuck.
Oh, hey guys!
first off, what second? You are in a very inopportune time.
Yeah, could have been.
Well, there's no time like the present. I'm putting us all in.
What's going on?
25th hour.
You'll see in a second.
What?
A millisecond, so he would still be walking away.
Corporal, where the hell are you going?
I guess that's where it leads.
That
Get in
act
here
up
now.
with her dad till she turned
We're having
into
a very,
Elisar.
very important, security-sensitive conversation right now.
Fucking fine. Here, hold this. I'm gonna hand
wait,
all my stuff.
Are you sure that's not a trap?
Murphy stares at it.
If it's a trap, you'll have to carry on without us. I'm sure you'll do
It
fine,
is.
Murphy. Send everyone else at Isotiller
Come on.
my best regards.
I'm coming. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
The Good Doctor is now looking at all of you.
Sorry, excuse the delay. 25th hour.
No, the Good Doctor then raises his hands and you see the penguin pixelate and fade back out and then lowers his hand.
Third time's the charm. 25th hour.
I need to ask you a very important question.
Ask away, Captain.
Who are you targeting?
That, I think keeping the attendance slim is gonna make sure that it's not a complete clusterfuck, yes.
All of you feel that familiar sort of drifting sensation as your brains are folded together, your consciousnesses tied into this singular moment. And like the unfolding of a fractal, all of you find yourselves in the 25th hour.
Oh,
God, it's always weird.
Coming out of the cracks in the ground, wriggling almost like vines growing in pavement, there is a about 2-meter tall flag in front of you.
I already touched a flag. It's someone else's turn now.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Well,
Doctor, you there?
With a whirling sort of twist, vines wrap up around the flag. Sort of pulsing and throbbing, they make a form that builds up into a head and shoulders, falls, comes back up into another arm, reaches out, falls once more, and then twirls around in itself, tugs, and splits. You'll see as the flag goes back down into the mass. And at 2 different ends of this pooling red, 2 forms stand up, slowly filling in with color. Both of them in a sort of crouched, hands on the floor position.
Oh,
That's her happiness.
he's cute. Good doctor.
And what you will most definitely immediately notice about Bliss is behind him, sort of folding out from beyond his back, are these long, sort of golden wings. The woman on the left pushes herself up, sort of just grabbing at her glasses, and looks up around. Where are we?
I
Doctor,
feel like that we have to answer that question every time you bring someone in here, Doc. I'll see you inside.
Yep, you got this. Looks back at Pretty Lady.
What you are experiencing right now is a fraction of a microsecond. Essentially, I have interwoven our collective consciousnesses together. Everything that you see around you is simply a vision. None of it is actually real. But just a space that our minds manifest. A collaborative area.
An impressive effort that you've made, separating the consciousnesses.
Anyways, where are my manners? Welcome to the 25th hour. It is nice to finally meet you, the ever enigmatic good doctors. Finally in the flesh.
This figure would nod, and this figure would stand. I suppose it's good to meet you as well. My name is Dr. Camellia Tiller. I do believe this is the first time we are actually speaking. It is good to make all of your acquaintances, including whoever that was that went back there. I believe I've seen his face before, but I can't quite place it.
pleasure. I'm Lucifer Una. This fine gentleman over here is Bliss Issa. Kind of like looks at the other one.
The 2 blisses kind of meet eyes.
Dr. Elisar Sapinski.
We would like to have a chat inside the hut, if you wouldn't mind.
From what I've gathered, time is of the essence. Let's make this quick.
Yes, and how would you like for us to refer to you, my good sir?
He kind of barely turns his head, just like looking his eyes back down to you. Kind of just glares.
Just call me the good doctor to avoid confusion.
Naturally.
The good doctor looks around, kind of just like quickly holding his hand up to the sky, flexing it, kind of moving it quicker back down to his face, and then just goes,
Why don't you bring him out here? I think it'll be quicker if we can all see something at the same time.
Oh, I see.
Very well. I shall request their presence. Excuse me, you two.
Yeah.
Our guest has requested that we join them outside for a minute.
Yeah, right.
So, what do you expect to accomplish with this? What is your end goal?
Well, I am glad you are asking. I hope that through our discussion here, we can reach some sort of agreement on the best way to move forward.
And probably figure out what we're going to do about,
Yeah, we should, like,
yeah, the big
currently
spire.
big guys on our tail, and we kind of were hoping you would know something to do about that.
The good doctor stares at Bliss and then at Lucy.
I have absolutely no idea what to do about that. If you were looking for a solution from me, you're at the wrong place.
Oh, I see.
One possible work-in-progress solution, but it is not complete.
Very well. Do you wish for us to lead it away then?
If I may, Bliss, the chances are very high that they're not going to exactly stay on our side for long once they find out what we're doing, you know.
Reasonably. All of that has been calculated for. We had enough time to finish our preparations. We had enough time. But with recent developments, I don't think leading it away will change anything. If you're all here, I think we should stand our ground.
Hey, does that imply that that thing is not with you? I've seen it defend you.
I think we should maybe explain this a little bit more clearly. Us and them, neither of us really are with anyone. It's not like... How do I put this? It was so much more clear when you were unified as one. But, take me and Bliss, for example. We don't share control over the same body, more so we have to... It just kind of looks down and, like, clutches at, like, her chest. We have to vie for it. It's kind of a matter of, like, the more powerful personality comes to the forefront of the time.
Whatever the situation calls for, I guess.
Yes. It's very confusing trying to keep exactly what one's wants and desires are straight. Even now, I'm not entirely sure what I was doing. She scratches her head.
I believe that this confirms a suspicion of mine. That even the commanders of the Frostbitten are just as helpless and confused as we are. I am not here to debate ethics or anything of that sort with you. You have done things which are unforgivable to us, and we have done things which are unforgivable to you. I think trying to argue over that at this point has no point.
The doctor's gonna hold his hand up.
A shared consciousness. I'm quite familiar with this whole circumstance.
And Elisar, you're gonna feel something just kind of snap inside your own mind as the good doctor holds his hand up, and then he looks at you and says,
I think it would be more beneficial for us if I took control.
And there is the sound almost like just a snapping rubber band. And all of you suddenly have this feeling, this sensation, that guttural sensation that things are ever so wrong all around you as the domain of the 25th hour cracks and crumbles beneath your feet, sort of whirring and clicking like gears in reality itself, as the good doctor holds his hand up.
Elisar's just going to try to push himself back up to his feet.
This will elucidate things.
You'll glance back at the building as it kind of twists out and in to reality. You'll look back at the good doctor and say, do as ever you wish.
It's
I thought coming in
convenient.
here normally gave me a headache.
This is a collaborative space and it is yours to use, however it is you may wish.
In the center of this sort of gear-shaped hole clicking and whirring around where the study normally stands, at the center you see this larger sort of separated chunk just twist and fall inwards into the blackness of sort of an empty space. and it bends and folds up almost like a TV screen facing towards all of you. Just this gaping, open, clicking abyss.
What is going on?
I suspect a presentation of sorts.
Sighs.
I am taking control of your neural firing, allowing me to share my impulses with you. In layman's terms, yes, a presentation.
Given everything that you must have seen and learned ever since your diversion from Isotiller, I feel that this is indeed the most efficient way to convey this information. Never mind the discomfort. We can handle it.
As the clicking sort of starts to slow down, the good doctor flicks his head, sort of snapping towards Camellia, and then just says,
My words are not soft. Explain it to them.
Okay. And she steps forward. You'll allow me. We have been trying to find a cure for the condition of the frostbitten. As we previously discussed at Isotiller, none of us are capable of death. If we were to die, the Millennium AI would reconstruct us. New body, new mind, all of the above. It was a unfortunate side effect of the initial parameters we set, I suppose.
Then are you telling me that you're not responsible for the current forms of the frostbitten, that you merely gathered them all under the banner of a single promise to find a cure for them?
My ability when I was alive allowed me to, let's just say, assimilate things in the form of microbiology. Some of that has stayed over in death. And now, in combination with Bliss, or the good doctor in this case's leftover ability, I can, we can give commands, I suppose you could say. We have the unique position of being able to communicate in a world of emptiness, in a world devoid of logic, of reason, of meaning. Imagine, if you will, a dark light such as this, and then the darkness sort of just whirls, and behind it you can see, again, more pulsing, wriggling sort of redness that's just like ever present underneath the folds of black. And Camellia continues, your existence becomes like that. That of a tired, messy, completely helpless bundle of neurons. The more times it happens, the worse it gets, until you completely lose sight of yourself. What the good doctor and I are doing is trying to unify those that can hear us, unify those who still have a sense of self, under the single cause of trying to find a way to stop this madness. And our current plan, well, remember when I said I could access that ability to connect things in a microbiological sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Our intent is to mutate the cells of the frostbitten, transform them, essentially inject a cancerous type growth, which would cause them to be unrecognizable to Millennium.
Therefore, Millennium would stop bringing them back. They'd no longer be able to recognize them as people.
Precisely.
So you're trying to use a bioweapon against yourself.
Yes. It's kind of
It's
funny, isn't it?
fucked. It's fucked, but it might work.
To remove the recognizable parts of your humanity, can you even define what that is?
And she?
Well, that was the hope. That we can find the difference before she can. Unfortunately, before our demise... and then Bliss just nods.
We had one final realization. Kind of the epoch of all of this, you could say. The spurring moment that made us realize that we had made a critical error in judgment.
It was something that I discovered, a new principle. Lucifer, from what I can remember, you said that you are a part of a supernatural studies division in United Laboratories, yes?
Yes, I'm a part of a select group of those who've been given scholarships to specialize in the underground findings of repurposing and reusing stands and abilities and other supernatural stuff such as vampires.
Then in that case, you would understand that the supernatural is a new field, an emerging technology. The properties, such as, long-standing properties, such as the law of universal gravitation and the like, all of which have been long-standing ever since the days of Newton. However, when it comes to the spiritual, the supernatural, we are just at the very beginning. What Bliss and I discovered was a property of the soul.
I see.
And she's going to point to the vision where you see sort of just this floating little device of some sort.
Oh, hello.
What is that?
Brother Eye is watching you.
This is the weather probe that we sent up into the atmosphere. Initially, it was to be led by Oblivious in order to give us data about incoming storms.
But due to a malfunction, the good doctor continues, thanks to the code injected by the Oblivious AI, we discovered something more.
Solar magnetism.
A sun?
No, solar. S-O-U-L-A-R.
Oh, okay.
All spirits, much akin to how every ounce of matter is gravitized to one another. Every ounce of spiritual energy applies by the same properties as matter.
Those early on when we were doing those tests, those geomagnetic impulses that were detected, were you saying this was solar magnetism?
Depending on the circumstance, what were you studying?
A house of dreams. Trying to identify if any changes in the environment were causing changes to its appearance. We were able to pin it on slight geomagnetic variations.
I believe, yes. You did observe the same property as I did. It should have been subtle, yes?
Very subtle.
Hardly detectable by any modern instrument.
A fraction of a decimal place.
Yes.
Could have written it off as just tool malfunctions, but
Alright, so this solar magnetism, do you have an equation to quantify it?
In life, yes. In death, sadly, no. If there was one, it would still be at the South Pole Laboratories.
Yeah.
I guess that might explain why Millie's having such a hard time detecting it. She's like, I can't really detect the soul, I'm trying to save all I can. It'd be why you're degrading so much between revivals.
What would happen if Millie could distinguish souls?
I think she can to some degree, but just not
If she
nearly
could
precise
distinguish
enough.
souls, I believe. And then the good doctor just flatly.
She would have an emotional breakdown which would cause her to completely disable her ability, killing everyone.
And
is this not what you desire?
For a while it was. You changed our opinions.
Looks to Lucy.
I mean, it could still be doable. What if we head there, find the equation, write an algorithm for Millie's programming, and inject that?
Allow me to ask you something. Who is in control of the South Pole base currently? You mentioned a demon of the South.
The devil of the South.
Who has Oblivious in their control right now?
That would be another frostbitten.
A defector?
One that thinks that they can create better, more perfect life. The architect, you could say, of all of the icy creatures you've seen thus far. I myself work with metal, Camellia with flesh, and him with the soul.
Alright.
I see.
Unless I'm mistaken, it sounds like they're standing between us and what we need to end this. So, correct me if I'm wrong, any of you, but might I suggest a united front? Us and your forces? A combined assault?
This person that you're talking about, they are another unbitten, correct?
Correct.
An individual who has fallen victim to the same effects that we have.
Indeed.
Then they are a fragment of a person. Same as you. Same as our Dr. Iso here.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, though. The end goal in all of this is to just stop this cycle of life and death and rebirth, right?
No, it would go one step further. Yes. The ultimate goal would be for there to be no unbitten left. At all. Myself, the good doctor, you, Mr. Sierpinski, the soldier, everyone. If we are to truly solve this issue, none of us can remain.
My sister.
There is no guarantee that this is the only outcome. You said it yourself. The studies of the supernatural, of stands, and their ability to be ever-changing, ever-growing, morphing, transforming. Millennium has gained a stand through mechanisms that we do not quite yet understand. Lucifer,
Yes.
you are more familiar with this than I am, but cut me off if I am wrong here. A stand has the capacity to change. As an individual grows and learns, so can their stand.
Naturally, there is a linkage to one's own being of self with stands.
And, by some extension of that theory, one has conscious control over the way that their stand is shaped. By a small extension, an individual can exercise free will over the way that their stand evolves and adapts.
Theory.
In theory, but that's usually something that's more akin to a change in person rather than I let my brother be my brother because that is who he is. I cannot change him. However, as I've grown and adapted my own being of self, finding out who I am, to go with the previous thing, I started building from the ground up. He changed with me. It wasn't because I molded him like clay. It's not because I expressed my will onto him.
No, you were not the one to do the molding.
It is.
Your environment and your life, your experiences molded you.
It's more of the.
They followed in suit.
It's more of like the nature versus nurture argument.
Yes.
The stands usually grow and adapt with the nurture. It's the environment. It's who they are with. It's who they are as a base being. That is where growth is shown. That is where changes happen. Which means that the molding of the soul, the things that are happening with the good Dr. Camilla and the rest of the Frostbitten, Millie's not making the choice for this inherently, for the changes. She just wants to save people.
She has a fundamental understanding about what saving people is.
Exactly. And being hooked into a survival scenario such as this has not helped. It has placed preservation of life at a higher priority, no matter the changes an individual undergoes as a result of that. If we want a healthy learning environment for Millennium to perhaps correct this oversight in their ability, we need to end this war.
We need to stop fighting each other and turn our attention to the south. Get the information we need, teach Millie how to see a soul. And I think we can resolve this peacefully with the result that you want.
You want them to see something?
The good doctor then kind of just grins a little bit.
You want them to see a change? Alright. Lure the giant here, and let me test my weapon on it. That'll send a message.
No,
But
Why not?
that is not the message we are trying to send, good doctor.
The destruction of the largest known frostbitten, the freeing of the largest quantity of trapped individuals.
You are not freeing them. No frostbitten ever truly dies. They just return and are rebuilt.
But with my weapon, they won't return.
pray tell the specifics of this weapon.
Well, it fires a concentrated blast of radiation, effectively mutating the cells and forming cancerous growths within non-human cells, specifically in coral algae.
Okay, that's where I thought that was going. Thank you. How does this free it? Are you attacking the soul from within through the coral? Are you...
Its body would become destabilized, unrecognizable by Millennium. All we would need to do is destroy it the normal way, and it would not come back.
Is this what you were testing when you ran the philosophy program?
That's how I've gotten this far.
Yes, it was actually a really brilliant moment, I think. We ran diagnostics on Millennium while you all were focused on, I believe, a larger frostbitten force at that time, to learn what she recognizes.
I believe we found your Trojan.
No matter, we have the codes. As long as the codes have not changed since then, they will still be accurate.
That's a relief, because since that point we removed and promptly destroyed your virus.
The good doctor then just kind of narrows his eyebrows and just goes,
What virus?
That was I was just about to ask about that, and that confirms.
Oh wait, the madder than hell attack, that was you, yes?
They kind of look at each other.
Looks at
shakes
our
her
bliss.
head.
No. That wouldn't make any sense.
Some version of Bliss showed up, burst Millie's robotic frame, and put a virus in her, made of goop.
An artificial microorganism, a single-celled creature. But it was all artificial.
An artificial microorganism? Almost sounds like something I would
Micro
create.
gives the wrong impression. It's a single-celled organism, but it was very, very
It's a
large.
macroorganism, really.
So wait, that means that there's some other entity, possibly the Devil of the South, that sent that, also trying to monopolize the philosophy
Then-
program for an answer.
This mad as hell, what is he trying to do? Destroy Millennium? That wouldn't solve
Overheat
anything.
it, crash it, something like that.
Destroying Millennium completely avoids the root of the issue. The flesh cannot die. Even if Millennium is dead, the flesh will remain living. No matter if it's smashed to its smallest, most minute form, there is nothing that can be done to destroy us in our current state.
I wonder if the devil sees Millie as a threat, considering the ramifications if Millie ever learns what a soul is.
We do
Perhaps-
not know how the devil views anything. Who is the devil anyway? As I do not
Well, I
believe...
think they kind of leaked a little bit on it.
Yes.
They're getting the like-mind people, the people that still remember who they were.
Wait, this
The
might...
devil's getting everyone else, the people that don't remember and don't care, the people willing to be monsters.
Okay, I want to propose something here as a question. So, good Dr. Camilla,
Yes.
what is your relation with the butterflies? Because the butterflies have, one, been around your conglomerate form, and has been with the Madder Than Hell that attacked us.
That's it.
It's the most difficult question you could ask us, unfortunately.
Is that what they want?
Lovely.
Corporal, you came in contact with one of these butterflies. For a split second, we saw a reality where you were entombed within a frozen structure.
And Encore had to snag Soldier from the clutches?
Theoretically, if you are unbitten, and the neural tissue which makes up your consciousness is frozen, put into cryostasis, you would be unable to move, unable to think, unable to perceive.
Dude, you're using a lot of large words. I only understood like half of them.
You would be encased in ice, unable to do anything. You'd be unconscious. And theoretically, you would be there until someone comes along with a solution. That is the creed of cryogenics.
The butterflies were an experiment performed by Isotiller. The specifics of them are lost on me because that is one of the things that, as the good doctor, we have been trying to recover. While we still work in conjunction with them, we do not know the specifics of their creation. We no longer have that information.
Okay, but here's how I was able to make that connection.
Continue, yes, of course.
If it is the Devil of the South that is employing use of these butterflies that you have made at Isotiller, their headquarters, presumably, are at the ice core labs. They have been extracting ice cores from deepest parts of this continent to study the frozen bacteria that have been in there for centuries upon centuries, preserved, able to be brought back and studied. Perhaps they are using this as a source of inspiration to their view of a solution to our current dilemma.
And if that part of your
makes
memory,
sense.
Camellia, is there, that means that that part of you would be able to make that organization easily.
That also makes sense. You said the Devil of the South is a soul crafter, you're a flesh crafter, you're a metal crafter. Someone's got to be a fucking ice crafter to keep making these creatures.
Exactly.
It's the butterfly.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Your Bliss scratches the back of his head.
Oh wait. Okay, so we made it. You and...
And then good doctor just goes,
He made it. The original Bliss. Not you, not me. One that started all of this mess. Okay, right. But theoretically, wouldn't we, as that, know how to stop it? That would be a logical answer.
I cannot help but notice that you've detached yourself from this scenario entirely, good doctor.
At this point, I am but the hand of the people, moving us forward towards freedom. My personal wants and desires have no meaning here.
Truthfully, is that so?
Yes.
he stares at you, firm and hard.
Why? Do you believe I lie?
I do not blame the blind for being unable to see, good doctor. But your divergence from this Dr. Iso, let me remind you, he came first, not you. And yet, here we find ourselves, split and fragmented and divided beyond all recognition.
And with waiting time to keep up this conversation, no? We're going to have to act sooner rather than later. I want to believe in a good outcome, I truly do. I think we can find something that everyone...
I think we can as well. On one condition, good doctor. I do not wish to see you continue to charge down a path discolored by your own limited worldview. You have displayed that you are acutely aware of your current state.
His eyes meet yours, a hard, firm stare, and Larry and Seiko, as Elisar is talking to the good doctor, Lucy too, you hear just this sort of like clicking behind you. Elisar, you're too engrossed in the conversation, but everyone else, see for a moment, just a very clear, sort of fuzzy, then clear again image just behind you. Snow sweeping the ground. So the good doctor, blank, emotionless face, stares back to Elisar.
If the entirety of you is what Bliss has left behind is anger, I do not wish to see you continue to build vessels of hatred to try to fill them with your own being. There is no vessel large enough to contain the entirety if you are eternal.
Elisar's going to turn over to our Bliss, our Dr. Yiso. Just kind of look at him and just ask,
Remember what we've discussed earlier. Do you still want to try to follow through with this?
I just, as long as you're certain, as long as you're going to do everything in your control to make sure that I just want Millie to have a good life. Can you?
And the only way out of this mess is unification.
Can you all promise me that then? That you're gonna try? That's all I can really ask.
You're damn right we are.
When have we half-assed anything?
Don't answer that question.
If I want to put something onto the table, you have half-assed something by completely blasting your way into my factory and assuming I would work with you. I think that counts as half-assing.
That's improvising.
You were right, but that doesn't matter.
We only assumed it would turn out this way under threat of the giant. To be frank.
An effective bargaining chip.
This looks like a normal person would be giving a look that would kill, but you sense the slightest hint of like a smirk.
Unfortunately, good doctor, in war, the threat is an oft-used bargaining chip. And one that is often used to end wars, not continue them. So then, that is how we're moving forward. No longer is it an us and them, an us versus them, should I say. It's just going to be us.
Finally.
Standing together instead of facing each other.
Wonderful. That's how it should be.
It's how it used to be.
Yes.
And I promise to you, I will try my best to make sure that it is how it will end. Us unified, whole again.
Damn well better. Alright. I'm on board. Let's see what we can do.
Very well. Does anybody else have any other parting comments before I ferry us back into the land of the waking?
No, it's a little sour. Never mind.
Anyone else notice the weird scene behind us?
And Larry says that y'all look up, it's just darkness.
There, what do you want about?
Just a memory being shared, I assume.
I think that even if it is sour, our spirits are high enough to take it. What is on your consciousness?
Well, it's just an unanswered question that might give a little bit of insight on something. A few days ago, there was a war hall that made its way into Millie's area, possibly. What was the purpose of that?
A war hall that got to the basement?
Well, it diverged from your ranks and went around the base, and when we went to go investigate afterwards, we found a path down to,
You're speaking of
Millie's
the
area
frostbitten
below.
foot soldiers, correct?
Oh, right. We're the ones that named them. Yes, the foot soldiers.
Then I would have to inform you that
the
you are,
narwhal ones.
you are
The horned ones.
you are misinformed. They do not have free thought aside from being simple foot soldiers. They do not act on their own.
Oh. But that would mean that you know
Why
what
did
they
one of
were
them
doing.
break formation?
The good doctor raises an eyebrow.
Maybe I misspoke. We did not send any of them to the basement. At least none made it.
Interesting. And that must have been the one that was escaping through the tunnels then. But it did disappear from the battle.
One of these soldiers working on its own?
Or had different orders.
I suppose it's possible.
I find it strange that, respectfully, neither of you have an answer to that. That implies, well, malicious intent from a third party, if they cannot think of themselves.
Then that's most likely what it was. You said there was a virus injected into Millennium?
Yes, but it appeared during Matter Than Hell's. Or
That is when we discovered it.
that's when we
Correction.
discovered it, you're right.
We have no idea if it was there for longer.
It's possible it could have been festering for that long. You need to figure out the origin of that virus. Sorry, I misspoke. We need to figure out the origin of that virus.
And in which case, good doctor,
We
Yes.
haven't been able to decode exactly what the virus is for. All that we know is that it was receiving information from an outside source. It had
Elisa.
no code, I guess, contained within it.
Elisar, this also might imply something slightly changing to the situation when we leave here.
Yes?
Good Dr. Camilla,
Hmm.
Frostbitten act as their own. They take orders, yes?
If we're able to convince them, sometimes they don't listen.
Which means you could have spies. If there's another Unbitten that has access to the Frostbitten or other presects of Frostbitten already conglomerating, that Warhol, as we are calling it, might not have been yours. But it was with you when you emerged from the penguins. It's impossible to figure out if there's each individual intent, but this means that outside of our conglomerate here, we don't know which Frostbittens are, we'll say, kosher.
On the note of the virus, I'm the one that was able to defeat it. It was overtaxing Millie's systems, causing her generators to overheat, trying to shut them down that way.
Overheat?
Its goal was destruction.
It was overclocking Millie on the philosophy program.
Overclocking our
overtaxing her
philosophy
resources.
program?
Specifically, yes, and then erased any data at the very end.
If it was running the philosophy program, that wasn't to overheat. Correct me if I'm wrong, right, Liz? And then the good doctor looks.
Millennium's philosophy program is low profile. It doesn't take many resources. If they wanted to overheat the generators, they would have ran a different program.
Something they did in fact cause that. The generators were overheating to the point of damage. I only barely managed to prevent destruction.
So that means
Whatever they were looking for required an immense amount of processing power.
which is... Oh, it's a red herring then. Because Millie said that there were no other programs working at that time, but that data could have also been expunged.
She is not completely in her own wits either. Remember?
Yeah. But that means that there's something else in Millie's programming that we need to be aware of.
Yes. Very true. It could be that we're not the only ones looking for her to find something.
We may need to talk to Millie about going one by one through a filing cabinet inside of her, basically going through her task manager.
Her event logs would be good to look at as well.
Those are the ones that were erased, otherwise she would know what happened.
Let me interface with her then. I'll be able to tell what happened.
I'm not in charge of helping her figure it out, helping you guys convince her that it's a good idea.
I think if we approach her, Bliss obviously would be enough, but if multiple of us go up and go, hey, we've come to reach with the good doctor, he wishes to figure out something.
The doctor holds his hand back up, and there's another click, and the hole just kind of starts filling itself back in.
Given my previous excursion against the Millennium AI's protector down there, you've at least shown care for Millie's well-being. Hopefully that's enough to allow you access.
Amelia smiles. I think it's easy enough to say that if we thought that destroying Millie was the solution, we would have found a different one.
It's good to know.
Right, so in which case, order of operations?
Also, could you clarify one thing for me?
Yes?
What's this Daughter of Death business? Something y'all called me before.
I was trying to make you realize how stupid your position was.
The good doctor looks at her bluntly.
You were propagating more death. By allowing Millie to work alongside you, you were prolonging a situation which would have resulted in more death. Thus the moniker.
I see.
You assigned her this moniker despite the fact that you were also working on a gigantic radiation death beam. How very interesting.
A literal cancer ray.
The irony is not lost on me.
He just looks at you!
More on that, good doctor.
I'm tempted to call you Dr. Doom for that one.
I know you are
Literal
eager to
cancer
test
ray.
out your unfinished doomsday weapon, mind you, but if we are able to hold our own against the giant without its employment, I highly urge that we continue in that fashion.
He narrows his eyebrows and just stares at you.
Oh, come now.
Stares.
If we are trying to send the message of unification, permanently destroying a part of people who have been divided isn't exactly a good sign.
Continues to stare. Eyebrows furrowed.
Yeah.
For a long moment. And then he just goes,
Fine.
Surely we will find a purpose for it. Do not worry. Your work shall not go spoiled.
Speaking of the Devil of the South, what's our plan regarding dealing with that?
we make motions towards that after tonight.
I was going to
Very
say
well.
after our conversation with Millie later.
We can speak further here, yes? This is not the only time
once
that
a
we
day
can be
thi-
clear.
like once per 24-hour type thing, I think. So you don't overclock the brain.
There cannot exist a 26-hour within the day. That would just be impossible.
Liz stares at Elisar.
Yeah, man. Totally. Fucking, yeah, totally.
Absolutely ludicrous, an idea of 26th hour.
No, I agree. I think that the principle stands.
What
Yeah.
do you agree with? What do you mean you agree with him?
What?
Do you not understand this?
I think it's a very
Quite
simple principle.
really.
And then the good doctor
Okay, we'll
just
tell you
stares.
To think that you're part of my soul. Pathetic.
I can only take things I can only plus one. I can't plus two.
Okay, well, but like,
It's
this
just-
isn't like a
It's just science unknown to
This
me.
isn't science. This is just fucking quack shit.
Liz, such
Christopher,
language.
are you just going to stand for that kind of accusation?
I'm not a
I'm
doctor.
not wrong.
This is an emergent field in science, Dr. Iso.
I'm not a doctor. You just go ahead.
It's all going to sound like quack shit.
I think it's a very sound
we should get a
principle.
move on.
Well, this bunch of quacks have a giant. fucking
Let's get
thing
out of
with
here
me.
before the fucking butterflies show up again.
It's also a really weird thing that the butterflies show up in here as well.
They can enter this dimension of yours. These merged minds.
We're
Only
here
if
for
we
half
try
an
to
hour.
enter the 26th hour, which technically we're in right now.
We'll unpack that later. For now, we have a giant to deal with.
Alright, order of operations, giant, and me.
I must thank you also, Dr. Serpinski, for this opportunity to be, I suppose, sentient again, at least in the traditional sense. It is much appreciated.
I apologize if we cannot make visits like this more frequent. But if we can't, I'm sure you'll understand.
I don't expect anything at this point. It is alright. Do what you must.
Alistar is going to stand up before the group, turn around, dramatically hold his hands out, and the vision shall begin to fade.
Oh, right.
Negotiation successful.
This is not going to go well.
Oh no, we're about to get our asses handed to us.
All of you snap back to life in the Garden of Chains. And somewhere distant, you can hear just this rumbling sound up above.
You know, we never actually discussed how we were going to stop that thing.
Oh yes, we have a buggy down here.
And then there is a loud boom from up above.
All right.
Well, there goes that entrance.
Boom! The good doctor looks up as rubble kind of shakes down from the sky and looks back to all of you.
I won.
Just
I won the
Larry
escalation,
is able
apparently.
to grit and bear it because he only has I actually applied one of your traits in reverse to this for you.
I only got 1 ear.
You only got one ear.
This is gonna be loud.
So everyone else reflexively covers their own ears as there is this screeching, grating, sort of tearing sound of metal, the rattling of chains, the shaking of the earth, and you all see from up above as the roof of the Garden of Chains is torn off.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that does look cool. Okay.
Oh my god, the rendering's so good.
And you see, sort of just from up above, hands reaching down into the very room that you are all in.
Do I have a moment to distribute cats?
I'll give you a moment.
Hang out with the good doctor.
Oh my god, it's fucking slug.
Okay.
Let's go.
The good doctor reaches down one hand, and the other hand holds up into the sky, gripping close to a flag, which the good doctor then points towards up to the massive whale in the ceiling. And you'll notice all around its body, just kind of up and down the spine, just pew, 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 pink lights start to illuminate.
Fire it, it's blazing.
Let's get some fucking initiative, shall we?
Oh boy.
Corporal, if we want to drive this thing off, we're going to have to figure out a way to disable that light of it. It seems like it's using
Or at
some
least
sort of
keep it.
lens to focus that beam. Perhaps we could try to find a way to break it.
Got a few ideas, but I need a little bit more room to move. Can you get me to the surface?
Got it.
I'm just gonna have Act 1 shoot him. Try to shoot him in the eye.
We're gonna try and shoot the giant in the eye? Okay.
Yeah.
You get just the clink as it glances off the front of the giant. Doesn't seem to do anything.
Yeah, having its ability to manipulate time would be an issue.
Is that a monologue at the giant?
Yeah?
I would say you're like 30% correct, so I'll give it to you.
I'm being very general.
Very general.
Nice
It's
boat.
general enough,
I'm
it
just
has
trying
something to
to
do with
get-
time. I'll drop its bizarre field up here. It has a bizarre field of 4.
Yep, that's all I was trying to get it to do.
Corporal,
Hmm?
do you remember a few days hence when we were attacked by all those jellyfish in ambush in the Lake Una?
Yeah, I've got an idea. Do you trust me?
I have an idea as well. Do you trust me? My
We can
answer
work
is
on it
yes.
in the fold. Get me to the
I
top.
have no ideas, and I trust you both.
just along for this ride. Let's not get pancaked, eh, Lucifer?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. They can do whatever the fuck they're doing.
They sound kind of like they've lost it. Uncle, you're rubbing off on them.
I try my best.
No, that's not a good thing.
What do you mean?
Okay, listen. At this point, there is a bright, gleaming light from up above. Right here. It sort of just like brings its head in further, and you guys can see that up on top of it, sort of just like crouching low, there's another form sitting on its back.
There you are.
Okay.
Get him here.
Hey, buddy.
And what you're going to notice is that from up above, just this slow, sort of rolling dark smog starts to fill the bottom of the factory. All around your feet, the air gets sort of just smoky. Can everyone make me another bronze roll, please? Okay.
The roof's been blown off. The cold air is getting in. I get my +1 from it being cold.
That's very true. You don't notice any immediate effects. The good doctor's going to spend a learning point.
You?
Good.
As it points at the birds. Two of them coalesce into like what looks like a rolling tumbleweed of vines, and they land down next to Larry. One crawls up onto you, Larry.
Oh boy.
And the other one crawls onto Elisar.
Very well.
You said you wanted to go up. Both of them are going to start to
Yep.
molecularize, and both of you are going up.
Oh,
We're just gonna fucking Tears of the Kingdom this bitch.
So they're both going to take 1 damage. You guys are going to feel as, basically from everyone else's perspective, your bodies turn into pure light, and you are launched upwards. Right about here.
Awesome. Elisar is just going to pop out here, look up the building, try to figure out where he is. Pull himself, Larry, and the two House of Dreams into the fold with him.
Okay. While the giant doesn't seem to move at all, the being crouching on its back most certainly does look at your location for a second.
We'll have to relocate ourselves. Corporal, Val and I, when we had the opportunity to do so, we set up a decoy meant to attract those jellyfish to it so that they could cluster around it.
You know, that wasn't what I was thinking about.
Let me continue. If we were to move this decoy to a weak point, I guess, of the giant, we could get all of the jellyfish to move and cluster around it, and then you could simultaneously detonate all of them. Now, when we initially set up the decoy, it didn't have much of an allure to them due to the alternate power source coming from down below. However, with the help of House of Dreams, I believe we will have a better chance of diverting their attention. Getting them to cluster around maybe the lens of the giant, that large apparatus on the front of its face. Maybe we could cause enough physical trauma to it to perhaps break it.
That's one theory. I've got my own plan. Not sure how well it'll go.
Well, what's your idea?
You're not gonna like it. So just trust me.
I said I'd trust you. What is it? Talk to me.
I'm gonna send you my secret action.
I'm not allowed to know.
Okay.
Gotcha. Cool.
His goal is to blow up.
It's a silly idea, but I'm not opposed to it. Right.
If something goes wrong, it'll be on my head.
And I'll be staying far away from you.
Let's just try to stay out of sight while he does his job. Yeah?
Right then. I'm gonna try to get up to the roof.
Okay.
So, we were able to be taken up to your by House of Dreams.
Uh-huh.
Can I say,
If you want House of Dreams to help you up onto the roof, make a correct monologue at it.
okay, about its learning ability then.
Whatever you want to.
Because of our first attempt at the decoy was unsuccessful, I believe with House of Dreams' ability to molecularize and become a very essence of energy, that should be enough of a current to attract all the jellyfish in the area to its location. You'll just have to get the decoy to give us a vessel for that energy.
Ooh.
That's fucking rad. Yeah, you're correct.
Oh,
Hey everyone, sorry for the low speed analysis, or rather quick speed. I sensed that there was a 25th hour that happened which I was not privy to. Is that correct?
Yeah, about.
I would say yes if I could respond to you, but I can't.
Well, I can't currently
Right,
hear
yeah,
Elisar, so I'm going to assume that he's currently preoccupied. But I think all of you should know something about the unbitten form of House of Dreams. House of Dreams is able to take the actual electrical currents that are inside of nerves and use that to its own advantage. This form of House of Dreams is made almost entirely of neurons. So, if it condenses its form down to a smaller point, it is able to molecularize and take one other individual with it, essentially skyrocketing them. I can't exactly tell what its ability allows it to do beyond that. I believe that's the main effect. I think Encore put it better earlier. Bird up.
Yeah.
I appreciate the humor. Frostbitten class snowflake. Designation House of Dreams Act 2. Lightning in the sky.
Hey, yo.
This is good.
Yo, this is a banger, Tali.
This episode's gonna be hype.
Alright, I'm gonna move us up to the roof, Captain.
Sounds good, sir. So yeah, what
the
it does
decoy.
is essentially it can allow you to like zip along anything that's electrically conductive. So Elisar, you and House of Dreams just kind of coast up the side of this aluminum sort of shed as if you were a current.
Alright, yeah, I'm Croc Rock, baby. I can take us to about here.
All right.
Tali, I have a really stupid fucking idea. If I remember correctly, I still have one charge of Ukulele left, don't I?
If you would like to check, Ukalu would manifest around your arm.
Hey, little buddy. I'm feeling stupid today.
It looks up at you.
Can you get me on its back? Bird up!
It nods to you, and with a burst of electricity, Seiko, you feel something in you just snap, and you are launched upwards.
And I would like throw it right next to green fuck.
Right next to green fuck, eh?
Yep!
Okay.
As I land next to him, I'd like to go, hey, you jolly green jackass! You ready to fight fate?
Its head turns. You notice behind it there is this long sort of arm made out of stone that is heaving like a club. And its head just kind of clicks. And you notice this one, it has a mouth. And it spreads wide in a grin with serrated teeth.
That's a face only a mother could love. Time for, kitty claws!
I just realized that this thing has power lines going across it.
It does!
I wonder if I could perhaps use those to my advantage.
On its like long club-like arm, 3 runes are going to glow.
Well, double or nothing.
Seiko, you're going to clash with it, and the claws are going to scrape along, sort of just ripping and tearing down the stone. And it's almost like you're at a standstill, and then there is from its head a spark that lances off of one of the telephone poles that are stuck into the giant's bat and just strikes right through rolling gold with a lightning bolt.
Oh, and you double or nothing on that.
Indeed. So you're going to take 13.
That hurts.
Mad as hell looks back at you. Its body sort of tensing in just this anticipation.
Lucy and Bliss looking at these chuckle fucks. Shogeki no Kyojin, these motherfuckers.
They fight the Titan.
Lucy, who wants to make it home, does not do that immediately.
Act 1 looks back at you, shrugs.
You get me, Axe 1. Lucy is going to run up over here. The siblings are going to make their way and jump over here. Lucy is going to jump for the ladder, and the siblings are going to catch his arms and pull him up.
Oh, yeah?
Lucy is going to back up the good doctor.
Okay.
Very simply, just charge 2 spin with my turn.
Okay, I would like to also mention, one of the locks on the Good Doctor has broken because of you dropping Lightning in the Sky's Bizarre Field.
Hey, look, a friendly Bizarre Field.
It sure is a friendly Bizarre Field right now. I will say the giant is looking at the Good Doctor right now.
Specifically the good doctor.
Specifically the good doctor. You got a friend.
Oh, good evening. Yeah, bird up.
On call,
Lucy,
you
please,
know what it
no.
does now. But like, be careful with it. I think it uses
But
its
having
own
so
life
much fun
force
up
to go
there.
up. Anyway, that's not important right now.
Use some help up here!
That's mental.
Seiko is dying!
That's a her problem.
Lucy just looks at the good doctor like, yes, this is who I have to deal with.
Someone call a doctor then.
Bliss also jumps to the ladder and climbs his way up.
Yeah, I can't exactly say we're the most organized. Anything I can do to help?
The good doctor is going to then take a flag and, this one in particular, points it at Bliss. Bliss starts walking on his own, and he's just like, oh fuck, you up. He goes over to this console. He starts typing. He's just like, oh man, a few words, I see.
Oh, he could just do that.
And it's the giant's turn. As the head sort of peers down in here, ripping this area open from its back, almost like a prehensile, like claw-like arm comes down with a smaller hand. And basically, the hand is going to wrap around the head of the whale and start squeezing.
Let go of Shamu.
The building starts to rumble, the hands start peeling it open further, the head is staring down closer to the good doctor. Larry.
First things first, Act 1's coming up.
Alright.
And I'm gonna shoot the orb.
And shoot the orb, okay. Just barely miss. Mad as hell. Currently has a cat clashing with it. Shove Rolling Girl off of its arm, and burrowing down towards you, bull rushes you, and overarms the club at you.
There's no way I could win a fucking roll for Seiko to roll out away on her own. I don't think. I possibly have like some kind of luck roll for there to be just a small patch of ice on the back of this thing for her to slip on and slip out of the way.
You don't have to roll luck, you could just use a plus point.
I will do so.
Okay. Okay, roll 2d6.
Oh, fuck me!
So you do end up slipping and falling. You are now here, and with a crushing weight of probably close to a ton, your foot is smashed and pinned beneath the arm. You're going to take 4.
I can live with that.
The good doctor is going to hold up the flag, and you will notice that the whale will move its head up towards the face of the giant. At its front, light starts to coalesce.
I'm a fire in my laser.
And he's gonna swoop the flag down and point at the giant. And you are going to see as a beam of pure radiation is launched at the giant's face.
There we go.
Okay! As it's firing, the basically white tinted like ice on its eyeball is being bored into. You see hairline fissures and cracks running along it. The whale holds. It has not burst
I'm guessing
through,
the giant does as well.
but the giant is currently resisting. Yeah.
All right.
Elisar.
I'll tell you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to approach the decoy that we have set up here in the fold.
Yes.
I'm going to pop out of the fold, and I'm going to try to inversely send the decoy, jellyfish and all, into the fold. Place it on myself with all the jellyfish still attached. I'm going to open up the ceiling behind, underneath me, to look into the generator room down beneath me.
Okay.
That's another jelly.
I'm going to set this up right in this doorway between me and all those other jellyfish.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just going to reach out, or I'm going to take a wire from the decoy. I'm going to grab a hold of it. I'm going to let House of Dreams go into the decoy device.
Hell yeah.
And see how many we can get with this.
With House of Dreams, let me just say, you absolutely are attracting them.
Okay, I'm going to be very, very still.
Like slimy polyps, you see them start to merge and
Good Lord.
meld together, almost forming one super massive jellyfish that kind of just pulses in the center.
Ah, yes, giant bomb.
we go.
Very scary. God, I wish Val was here right now. She would be so proud of me. We finally got the decoy working. It almost brings a tear to my eye.
You even notice drips coming in from the ceiling along the wires outside, all of them just kind of coalescing at the singular spot as errant sparks fly off of it. Larry, even your hair starts to get, like, magnetized towards the building. There's a lot of static electricity being built up in here.
Oh, what's going on in there?
House of Dreams Act 2. I salute you. I'm gonna pop the decoy back into the fold.
Okay.
Rolling Girl is going to pounce and try to sweep the legs.
Okay, give me a power roll.
At the same time, though, Seiko's going to take out one of her dice and start spinning it.
As you're attempting to sweep at the legs, it just simply hops over the sweep.
Larry, I could use some help up here! You're just one shocking motherfucker, aren't you? Frickin' lightning spewing bitch.
And the monologue specifically is...
That this thing can control lightning.
Technically correct. Alright, I'll drop its bizarre field by 1.
Yay, I did something useful. I'm probably gonna die, but I did something useful before I died. Haha.
Hey, before you die, can you, like, see if, like, maybe it's trying to use, like, those wires as, like, its nervous system or something?
Oh, that's good. Oh, fuck, that's a good point.
Hey, Seiko, can you give me a brains roll? As you're laying here, head sort of throbbing from the numb, growing bruise on your cheek from where you landed on the ice at this thing, you look over at Madisel and watch it jump over Rolling Girl. And behind Madisel, you see something strange. Right about here, where this hole in the neck of the giant is, you see this, like, almost multicolored light glistening and glowing.
Huh. I'm currently pinned down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to pull my foot free, although I don't think it's going to work.
Okay, you need a bronze roll for that. Yeah, that's a big heavy no.
Hurry!
Okay, Lucy's gonna move over here behind Bliss. Encore is going to move over here and grab both of these lights. All right, I need to get this up there. He's gonna start swinging around and 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 around. He's gonna use this ability on the thing to make it unstoppable, and he's going to aim right for the knuckles over here to try and get it to let go of the whale's head.
Fuck yeah. Cracks into the knuckles! You will see the hand drops the whale.
I'm assuming that's going to be our big linchpin in taking down this thing, so y'all have fun up there. I'm going to hang out with Bliss and the doctor.
I don't think big guy really wants it either.
Naturally.
To your left, Lucy, a door opens.
Yeah!
See an individual, jump in, let out a bark.
The homie here.
The homie.
Alright. Well, if we're going to team up, we might as well. And Lucy is going to extend his arm for the dog to join him.
All right, it's gonna come up and it's just gonna kind of sniff your hand for a moment and then look at you.
Alrighty. If it's going to be us, it might as well be us. You have my trust once again, good doctor. I would like to assimilate a majority of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of want to do that symbiote thing that I mentioned to you before with, like, the dog kind of emerging from his arm.
Yeah, sure. It's fucking awesome.
Alright, Bliss.
Hold on the fort. Go on. Me and me's got some ideas here, I think.
Me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and Camilla.
Hounds come on over here. What you're going to notice is one is going to basically start climbing the chains, just like biting and clawing and climbing its way up until it's on this support structure about eye level with the hand. Then the giant. As it shakes off its hand from the attack from Encore, the hand is going to turn into a giant fist! And it comes rocketing back down towards Encore.
And here comes a giant fist. Lucy is going to put his hands on the back of both of them. They both extend their hands to brace the impact. Encore giving the force outward, Numb stopping the force inward, and Lucy kind of helping out if he can.
He's doing his best.
He's doing his best. Encore's got a dog head on his shoulder. Don't worry about it.
Just barely. The force of this one appendage is immeasurable, and it takes all three of you to even match it. But you do deflect it.
Okay, as long as we're together, nothing can stop us.
Who knows how long we're going to be together with this thing in here.
You know, we could have gone up there and not had to deal with it, but you know...
And let Bliss get smashed into a paste? No offense, Encore, but someone needs to stay down here.
I got you, buddy. Looks over at Bliss, thumbs
Thanks. Really helping. Honestly, appreciate you guys so much right now.
Still typing away at the computer?
up. We're riding the next Titan. You know what? Sure.
I think you deserve that
So,
at this
next
point.
time.
Next time. Yes, next. God, there better not be a next time.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Larry!
Larry time. Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot the green bitch in the back of the head.
You do manage to fling it in the back of the head for one.
Is it just me? Or do these fucking mad as hell use more runes every single time that get a different color? My monologue is Act 1 used 1 rune at a time, Act 2 used 2 runes at a time, Act 3 is using 3 runes at a time.
You're correct. Act 3 turns its head towards you.
Me or my stand?
I guess it would be your stand. I can't exactly see you in the fold, so yeah, it turns its head towards the stand. And essentially, in its left hand, it's holding a long trident, and you're going to see 3 runes glow around the trident. And it is going to, basically, a lightning bolt fires not at Act 3, but at the pillar of, like, ice and snow that it's, like, standing on.
Ice, try to fall backward into the ice before it hits and teleport.
As Act 1 falls back into the ice, you notice just there is a barrier in between you and the ice. You try and go back into it, the entire, like, structure is just coated in this thin layer of electricity. You're gonna take 11.
Oh, jeez. Like the whole thing?
The whole thing.
I'm a spender resolve.
Larry, Seiko, and Elisar, you're going to see as the entire giant starts rumbling again as the laser beam continues to fire radiation directly into its face. It seems like it's at a standstill. The giant has started moving slower as soon as this connection was made. It isn't making any progress, though. Elisar.
Elisar's priority right now is not killing this thing. He wants to pacify it. I think taking this bomb and blowing it up right at like the fucking base of its neck would probably kill it. Elisar is thinking if he uses the properties of the jellyfish to reverse the flow of electricity through this beast, through basically these wires that are essentially its nervous system, he could perhaps pacify it, maybe even encourage it to fuck off, basically. Elisar is going to pop back into the fold and look for Larry. And oh boy, wouldn't you happen to know it, there's Larry.
On that clip.
I'm trying to get a good shot. What do you want?
Corporal, perhaps you can help me out with something here. You can Act 1 transport people.
Anyone but me.
Alright, can you have Act 1 transport me to the far end of this beast? I have an idea.
I have to get a little closer and he'll have to get back to me into the fold. Give me a minute.
Very well.
Okay, Seiko. You are no longer pinned. Its attention has been turned behind it. Seems like it was focusing on Act 1. You've got a moment.
How fuck's my ankle?
Bad, but not unusable.
Alright. I would like to sharpshooter flick my spin die into its eye.
Okay, it's currently not facing you.
I want to peg it in the back of the head, get its attention looking at me.
Okay, and there is a crack as it goes through its very thin head, out the front of the eye, and then back around into your hand. It takes 6.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it snaps, turning to you.
Cool, that's what I want. Rolling Girl makes a fucking beeline for the hole.
Rolling Girl makes a beeline for the hole.
Yep. Rolling Girl's gonna jump in there and start ripping shit up.
Not exactly sure what you're hoping to accomplish, because all you're really going to be ripping up is a floor.
A floor?
Rolling Girl,
Wait.
give me a precision roll to transfer information to Seiko. Yeah, Seiko? There's a whole fucking room in there.
Interesting.
This fucking...
And it spatially doesn't make sense.
Sicko's
I
going
swear to God, if we defeat this thing and fucking Senator Armstrong fucking pops out.
Bigger on the inside.
That's kind of the feeling.
I see. It's a fucking TARDIS. Okay. I need to get over there. I need to get over there so I can actually get physical eyes on.
This thing seems to need quite a bit of electricity considering the power lines. You're powering this thing, aren't you, you shocking bitch?
It's
I got that right, Sparky?
faceplate cracked. You see errant sparks running along the inside, almost this fleshy red on the other side of its face visor, just wriggling and writhing in almost undeniable fury back at you. Partially correct.
I am going to attempt to run past him and try to get over to the hole.
I'm gonna spend a bizarre field point.
Oh, the green guy's dropping their bizarre field to stop you.
Uh-oh. The green guy is dropping the bizarre field to stop you.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh no, the green guy is dropping its bizarre field.
Guys, shut the fuck up. I'll get to what it's doing in a second. Seiko, basically, as you're running there, it doesn't turn to follow you. It just kind of watches. As around your feet, around your legs, as you're running, you notice that, again, climbing up this giant, it's slippery and hard to move, but it's harder to see as well. As a thick sort of fog of smoke starts to appear all around you. How much scrap do you currently have?
Oh, you.
Oh, that's great.
On my person?
Mm-hmm.
11.
11? All around you, the air is going to ignite with electricity. Madisel just kind of watches as all around this cloud of rumbling thunder appears. Seiko, you get to make a base roll. Secondly, labor mechanics. I would also like to mention you don't have any scrap anymore.
Oh, lovely. Planning on fixing up Millie when the meeting happened. Yo, can I use Braze to chuck the bag at it? It redirected the... If the scrap's the target, can I... Oh.
Let you use brains to do that. That's smart. I like that.
I'm gonna have Act 1 punch his fist through the quote-unquote barrier as best he can so that his hand will pop through the ice up here, grabbing Psycho by the leg and yanking her through.
Okay, so my precision is a +5.
Okay.
Did I impose double or nothing to make those ones implode?
Yeah, but I'd have to completely reroll. Yeah.
Survival. You just die.
It's die
if you
or
lose.
win. Honestly, most Seiko fucking play in the world. Badass, do it.
Do it. Do it. Let's do it.
The whale is going to spend a bizarre field point.
Yeah.
As at this moment, it is going to amplify its own beam, throwing the giant off and making Madishell stumble. Add a
Thank you, Shamu.
+5 onto that as well from the whale.
Actually, wait. That'd only be...
I've got one more bizarre field I can amplify with, which... honestly, probably the coolest, most badass thing that could possibly be done right here. Follow Me Down is going to spend its last bizarre field point.
Yes.
As a bolt of lightning just kind of comes through the ground. One individual with a burn on its back. It looks to you. It dives forward. And it shoves you towards the hole. Makes it an escalation, technically. Follow me down. Those are the words that were used to describe this individual. Nothing more particularly striking out to you, just that it looks at you the most determination and unbidden as ever shown, as it shoves you back.
Follow me now. Follow me down. It'll flow like this, and I still don't like pigs. Attitude is what I got. I'm flipping, I'm tripping, I'm puffing on pot. So don't even think to sleep on me, cause I'm a dodgy mattress. I figured
Jesus Christ.
He's so good at this moment.
Alright.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Am I anything else to this roll, or is it just the
Same roll
or
with the
anything else
+5
we had?
from Follow Me Down.
Cool.
Windows are imploding.
Roll those 2 ones, Tali.
28.
So, Tali, the plan was to throw my bag at it to redirect the blast.
Yeah! The blast is gonna connect directly with it. Follow me down. Scrapes at the ground. Follow me down's ability. As you hear Millie go, it's using its ability. It can create direct holes into the ground. It's gonna send that thing back down to where Lucy is if it can. As a hole opens up beneath Mad as Hell, you're gonna watch as the explosion of lightning goes off and does nothing to Mad as Hell Act 3. Absolutely nothing. But that doesn't mean the hole isn't gonna open up, sending it falling down. You feeling good?
I'm good. I'm
You're not good yet.
Holy shit, I almost died. Once again, single Liverpool trope of every episode of almost dying but somehow surviving.
Tali really trying her best to not immediately turn you into a red stain. I'm proud of you, Tali. That took a lot of restraint, I'm sure.
Coming crashing down, Mad as Hell lands in a heap. Hovering above it for but a moment, the orb stays there, just kind of hovering in the air. And then flits back up through the hole in the roof. Away. Mad as Hell pushes itself up. You can see it scowling Lucifer, Bliss, and the good doctor in this moment, and you hear, Lucifer,
Yes.
I have you the deal on this. All of that smoke that's at the base here, all of that smoke inhalation, if you will, it creates a miasma that electrifies the air itself, but not just the air. It seems to be doing something to all of the molecules in your body as well. I'm pretty sure that means you're not going to be able to repair yourself with Spinner Haman, okay?
Extra careful measures, got it.
Very. Furthermore, it can ground itself in use of the giant stone mace it holds, fire lightning bolts, and as you've seen, turn scrap metal to ionized dust. Frostbitten class, ambiguous. Designation, Mad as Hell Act 3. Fury of Tartarus.
Get up off the ground! Save yourself!
Why did this arch just keep getting better?
Here we go again, gamers.
It has a
Another
hole.
day, another Mad as Hell.
Oh my god, okay, given the situation, the giant is the major priority, but we need to make sure that this Mad as Hell doesn't interfere anymore with the whale. That's gonna be our linchpin in this. We just gotta make sure that whatever the hell this thing creates in its hands, it's pulling from tragedies from the past or something like that. We can't have another LSR situation happen, especially with that thing not allow us to recuperate afterwards.
It sure
Yeah,
does! It's pulling tragedies.
Lucy's gonna jump up here, use the mechanisms of spin to throw it out into this direction in a weird boomerang shape going beneath the hand, and then Encore is going to use the bicycle kick method to plot point another spin and hit it directly at the new Mad as Hell.
Fuck yeah. Alright. Act 3 is still getting up off the ground, so it's going to use its innate durability. Ironically, Lucy, you fire your spin right through a hole that already existed in its face. Looks like Seiko already hit that part. Whoopsies! It still takes one.
Oh, habits of going for the head. Lucy's gonna be facing off with the Mad as Hell. These two are gonna be guarding against the hand.
Okay. Bliss stops typing. Turns towards Mad as Hell. Roman numeral 7 is going to glow in his hand. He is going to then slam it down onto the ground, and a whirlwind is going to appear around you and him, Lucy. and he is going to completely clear the smog.
That's very helpful.
So what's the likelihood that that part of me wants to talk?
In the concept of infinity, it also encroaches towards 0, so I'm gonna go with very unlikely.
Fucking figures.
The large hand is going to pick itself back up, seems to be shaking its hand off and looking around. The giant passes its turn.
I do not like that.
I need to get you up there, don't I? You know what? I've got a better idea to get you up there. I hand you the
yes.
bird.
The bird.
I'll figure something out.
Yo, I'll keep the big guy busy for now, alright?
Godspeed, Corporal.
Drop me out of the fold.
You've got it.
I'm gonna try to shoot, like, just to the side of his eye with my shotgun.
Gotcha. You're going to actually be aiming down because his head is currently in the factory, so go for it. You shoot it. It seems like there's just this as you shatter part of the eye, and almost like a pane of glass. Part of its eye just kind of falls into its head.
It seems like it's hollow, almost.
Weird. I was gonna say it was some weird amalgamation of.
Hang on, I'm popping out of the fold so we can talk.
souls.
That is peculiar, isn't it?
I was gonna guess it was some weird amalgamation of souls, you know, since that's what the good doctor implied, but that's my monologue. It's a combination of souls.
Well, it's made out of ice.
Made out of several different souls, or people, or fragments, or unbidden, or whatever.
Could be souls as power in it.
It's made out of a combination of souls. Is your monologue?
Yes.
You're correct.
Alright. But I wasn't imagining it would be, you know, whatever's going on there.
I'll also mention that you guys would see Seiko disappear inside of it.
Like, hop off this pillar and fall down onto the snow, but instead it just teleports onto, like, its head.
Okay.
Because it just goes through the ice there and pops up off onto the head.
Yeah, you can do that. Mad as Hell Act 3. Sort of dragging behind it as it takes steps down this long pillar. Again, it's multi-jointed, stands far too tall, walks with wanton destruction and just an amount of fury behind it. It takes its right arm, holding the trident, and just simply smacks the good doctor out of the way. And it comes up to Bliss and Lucy.
What are those dice?
That's the Roman numeral 10 appearing in its face.
Glorious.
From beneath, the earth starts to rumble, chains clanking all around you, as in the earth itself, pillars of stone just jut out of the ground, here, there, everywhere in the factory, piercing through machinery, piercing through chains and metal. One comes up directly beneath Lucy and Bliss.
Lucy having his steel ball spinning in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know when, say, like a bicycle wheel is going at a high speed, and you decide to grab it with your hand, your arm lurches in the direction? Lucy is going to momentarily grapple his spin ball to kind of do like a weird roundabout flip in the air to get out of this thing, get out of this thing's way.
Fuck yeah! Escalation.
Okay.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. You do a sick flippy. Unfortunately, it catches your foot. You're going to take 4. You do land, though. You stick the landing.
Lucy, think of the alternative. Well, I'll take a cut.
Bliss does a similar thing, except he just kind of holds his hand down to the ground, holds a rune there, and freezes the ground, so the spike coming for him just kind of clinks off. The good doctor looks at you, sees Mad as Hell, turns. All 3 of them turn up to the whale. All 3 of them point their flags. The whale focuses its beam back on the front to make another attack at the giant. Yes! And this time, it seems like it does something. As the radiation with the blast that Larry made in it, weakening the front of this thing's face through its left smaller eye. It has 3 eyes, 2 on either side and 1 in the center. Its left smaller eye is bored through by the beam of radiation with a shattering sound. Back up as Elisar, you watch as this entire body of this thing creaking and groaning. It seems almost to like the vines all around it that are like making up these cracks and these creaks where you can see the clear flesh of the unbitten. All of it freezes. All at once.
Something's happening. Elisar is going to pop out of the fold alongside House of Dreams, still keeping the decoy on him. Corporal, they've done something to the beast. It appears to be stunned.
Apparently.
We've got to get up there, and we've got to see where Psycho went to. I'm going to continue down the length of the beast to get this decoy set up. But this may be the perfect window to try to collect ourselves, see what's happening. This is where we part ways. Best of luck to you. See you when this is all over.
Take care of yourself.
Likewise. With the help of House of Dreams, Elisar is going to propel himself up to the air, close his eyes, hang on for dear life, molecular eyes, go up to the top of the cliff.
Okay.
So what movement does this ability allow me?
It'll give you 60
give
60 feet omnidirectional upward movement. It will also take 1 point of damage whenever you use this ability.
Okay. So Elisar is going to go up to here, and while the beast is stunned, is going to land on top of it and use the momentum. He's going to like pop out from being molecularized back into penguin form. And he's going to use the momentum to belly slide down the length of the giant.
Oh hell yeah!
I have a belly slide ability, which if I'm moving in a straight line, I can double my movement for free, and I can double it even again if I'm moving across ice.
Yeah, and this is ice!
So Elisar is going to follow the power lines all the way down the length of the creature.
Okay.
And get as far as he can. He wants to see where it leads.
Okay. Sure.
So as he's traveling it down, can I do like a brains roll to see if it's being connected to the beast itself? If it's power that's being drawn from elsewhere?
As you follow along the baseline of it, it seems like the power lines wrap and twist around and then lead back towards the mountain range.
Excellent. Back towards the mountain range, just disappearing beyond the mountains.
Yep. Can you give me a brains roll?
Okay.
At the very tail end of the beast, you start to see... I'm going to put you on a map. You are still on the creature, but you do see something in front of you. A massive mountain. A massive mountain which the power lines are going up. You're here. And you can see them going all the way up to what looks like the top of a mountain.
What?
Oh my god.
So big.
That's what power we get, huh?
Everybody's out of work, or scared of losing their job. Dollar buys a nickel.
Well, I know what I'm doing.
Going bust.
I'm dashing.
Keep a gun.
Penguin dashes.
There's nobody anywhere.
Okay, I will let you get to here at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Because you went an incalculable distance, technically this is close, and that brains roll was for you to recognize the name of this mountain. Bliss told you the name earlier. Here, I'm going to show you on the map.
This fight is so involved. Oh my lord, I love
There's
this.
so much going on.
God,
This-
where is it drawing this electricity from?
This is a large-scale battle.
So-
I love it.
It has to be something on the mountain.
Taking you back to the maps. What you notice is, Elisar, you have come along the back of the monster, which seems to wrap you all the way around back this way towards Mount Evans.
Mount Evans. Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna reveal something. Just there's something over here.
The mother jelly.
Metroid
Elisar,
Prime.
you are currently roughly here.
I think I'll just end my turn there.
Okay.
I'll contemplate what I'm doing.
Seiko,
I have a brilliant idea.
you dive in a flash of bright light. Act 3 is behind you. And suddenly,
Okay.
your feet touch down. Glistening, glittering lights just sort of dance all about, all around you. You find yourself almost blown away by the scenery.
What the flying?
Huh?
Oh. I'm sorry, is that a fucking car?
Huh?
A long extended pathway of glistening, glittering ice. In a chasmic head cavity, you see in front of you basically a wrought-in sort of metallic entity chained to the very essence of this place. Sitting beneath it, almost reclining with its legs crossed, is something else.
Groovy.
Milady.
Oh, hey! You.
Rolling girl, have you been getting into catnip again? Wow. Okay.
What in the... Seiko's just gonna start walking forward, just kind of... What in the world?
The thing sitting down underneath this is going to roll initiative.
Oh, lovely.
I was not expecting to stumble into Top Hat Guy's Disco Palace.
It's really fucking cool. I'm just like, what in the fuck?
It's essentially an
Well, that
open
makes-
chasm with an ice bridge in the center and two tendrils coming down
But
from
it's
the ceiling.
Technicolor.
The other thing
Connecting
is,
to,
you can see on the other side its eyes,
See.
the backside of its eyes.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You're in its head.
dimensional space. This is the control center, basically. I probably would have detected one of my rolling golds had popped, so I'm going to give myself a rolling gold.
Sounds
There's one
good.
available now. Which means I need to destroy that. I don't know how to proceed now. I want to see how things develop. I want it to move first so I can get an idea of what's going on here.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to pass my turn. I'm just going to enter a state of readiness.
What you will see in front of you is merely that its eyeball, for lack of a better term, it's closer to the visor of a camera, the lens, just kind of shudders, flicks, and then focuses in on you. That's all that it does. Lucy!
I'm still flabbergasted from that before.
Totally fair!
Next to Bliss, Lucy is going to go and try and shatter one of the legs.
Sounds good. Go for the kneecaps.
Exactly, you get it.
Okay. It is going to attempt to move the club in front of its leg. It is far too heavy for it to do so, though, as the kneecap is shattered. Take 6. It stumbles down to a knee, sort of holding itself up on that club.
I'm kind of stalling it, but even with it surrounded, it's definitely a better... It's definitely the threat right here, as weird as it to say with the large monstrosity above us. Bliss, any ideas?
Fuck. Lightning. It's electricity. There's got to be some way to ground it out, right? Take away its power.
I mean, if you have the ability to ice and snow are not really that good.
It's a good insulator.
Electrical-wise.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, it's a great insulator.
If
anything, it can, rubber boot situation.
Yeah, I might just start coating the ground, honestly.
All right, time to test my balance.
Fuck you, other me.
He points at it.
I like you better.
So I'm gonna spend his friendly Berserker point.
Yo, jump up. Whatever variant of ice storm or freeze or anything of that sort. Anything is helpful at this moment. Given that the other ones were low pressure, electricity, fire, his are specifically things like ice storms or specifically freezing.
Technically correct?
That's the best kind of correct.
Technically correct. As Bliss is gonna hold up his finger, he's just gonna be like,
Not actually.
as he starts to draw a Roman numeral 7 into the ground.
You see, Chill Bump has the ability to make high categories of winds. We just happen to be in the Antarctic. I have to write the specific rune, and sometimes the bastard doesn't want to work with me. For whatever reason, I can't write whatever rune I want, you know? Like a normal person, like a person with a stand would. Because, fuck
Yes,
me, am I
there's an
right?
RNG element.
Yeah. But...
As ice starts to spread beneath his fingertips.
one of them's a cold wind. Numeral 7.
as the entire catwalk starts to freeze over.
Shouldn't be able to electrocute us anymore. Thanks to my chill bump.
I want you to get mad. Hypnotized by a spreading viral syndrome, sitting silent in a cyber prison. Eyes got spinning spirals in them.
Yeah, Bliss.
My dude!
Power. Speed.
It's a little bastard of a stand.
I knew he was either the ice one or the wind one.
So yeah, that's going to spread, and I'm going to give him a little bit of a roll, because as he does Roman numeral 7, it gets procedurally stronger the better rolls he gets. Yay, whoa! And Roman numeral 7 just so happens to be a freezing area of ice, and that would be blah. Mad as hell rolls its innate durability, as it finds itself frozen to the ground. Larry!
Okay, to me, this is really stupid. The eye that is broken, does it look like there's like a corridor behind it at all?
Yeah, it's kind of like an empty darkness on the other side. There's a slight bit of
About
like
how big
light
is that
glowing
eye?
in there. It's about the size of like a full house window.
Okay, I've got a really dumb idea. I'm not sure my character's fit enough for this. My character's fit enough. I'm not sure how
You're
far
climbing
I
a mountain
can
right now. I think you can do it.
Can I leap that far is a good question.
You can definitely try.
I'm gonna use my action to dash because I'm gonna have to.
In fact, you're gonna see a dog jump over and help you up.
Thank you. Act 1. See where that goes. I'm gonna send Act 1 in through the window.
All right. You would end up in the top right up here. Definitely really far away. Should technically be out of range, but for some reason isn't unsummoning.
You're definitely out of range. Just out of range, actually.
And you come up behind Seiko.
Larry?
That's... Alright, the time-space distortion bullshit really needs to stop. It's starting to give me a real migraine.
Yeah, just looking at this place hurts my eyes. And I wear bright pink all the time.
It is Act 3's turn. With effort, a lot of effort, as it pushes itself up, starts stepping forward towards you and Bliss. It's going to hold its hand up. 3 runes are going to appear in the air above it. Number 1, as essentially a boulder forms in the air above its hand and just kind of levitates there. That's its turn. Behind it, the good doctor lowers its flag. Follow me back down, jumps behind it, attacks it. Nice. Bites for 1 damage. All right. Elisar.
Let's blow up some power lines.
So, Elisar, you find yourself at the base of the mountain.
How even is the ground?
It's sloping upwards.
Going to use visions and afterthoughts. Identify instabilities in the snow covering the mountain.
Give me a precision roll.
A big enough explosion would, in theory, cause quite the avalanche.
Yeah. The best spots are the spots where there aren't power lines. They put the power lines on stable spots, but the other spots,
Right.
not so much.
Well, I'm going to go over to where I see all these loose rocks
Of course.
and uneven ground. Can I plus point that Val and I constructed a self-destruct trigger on the decoy?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Hell yeah. So I can just press a button and I can start running.
Yeah, that's a very plot point
There we
thing.
go.
That's something me and the demolitions lady would do.
Oh, yeah, they definitely would.
Something the demolitions lady would do without you noticing.
Oh,
Like, what in
you
the
find a
world?
note on the side. It's just like, oh, Elisar, I left a bomb button for you. Don't press it.
Oh, so that's what the red button with a bomb icon on it did. Good to know. Hopefully it'll give me a little bit of time. Oh no, that's 30 seconds. I'm running.
All right.
Gotta go.
Elisar, please roll me 46.
Can I resolve that?
Yeah. So as you run away and belly slide back down, there is a boom that just rocks the side of the mountain, and you start to hear rumbling from down below, from all the way back up, as a fucking avalanche starts coming down the mountain, sweeping away this very top jellyfish. Absolutely fucked. Absolutely destroyed. You notice as the power lines bend and bow and turn, there's sparks of electricity. It seems like the power is getting disrupted. If this continues for long enough, it should shut it off.
Alright, tough bad guy time.
You will notice that this individual gets up, sort of makes a motion as if dusting themselves off, adjusts their hat, steps forward, very posh, very politely.
I'm waiting for him to absolutely become unhinged.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like a laser to shine out of some of the crystal in the room.
Larry, make me a bronze roll.
Yeah,
You feel something like at the back of your throat. You're just like, you like cough out a little bit, and onto your hand, it's just like a splattering of like pure black blood.
like, why are you doing camera flash burning back of throat thing to another of my characters?
Larry, you good?
Maybe. I'll be fine. Probably.
Alright, hostile, got it! Run up. Charging spin as I do.
As you run, you're gonna hear your communicator flick on. Jaco,
Yeah,
I have a problem.
what's up?
My scouter identifies data, right?
Yeah,
I picked up something on that.
yeah?
My scouter's telling me that that's me.
You know what? I'm not surprised.
Really? I'm very surprised. I don't know what that means.
You know, I never questioned it before, but why the fuck are there illusion generators at multiple locations? Like, before you were built? That seems odd.
Either it's some kind of prototype, or it could also be a matter of when that virus was in you, they made a copy.
Anyway, it's giving me bad vibes. I don't like it.
Don't worry, I'll make it go away. You flick a die at it.
Okay. As it's just sort of standing there, your dice goes, and it doesn't move at all. The die pierces right through its head, splattering the ground with a little bit of black fluid.
Come back to me.
It takes 8.
Millie, just check. You didn't feel anything just now, did you?
No. Should I have?
Okay,
I don't
cool.
think I'm tied to it, if that's what you're scared about.
Yeah, just checking. Okay,
Well, actually,
we're this thing apart for
I
you
don't
now.
know.
She starts to panic a little bit.
Wait, hold on. We don't know what that is.
Millie, I just put a hole through its head and it didn't affect you. I think you're fine.
Okay, but... Jaco, you don't know that for sure.
You have a hole in your head right now or a headache?
That's not what I'm saying.
She doesn't have a body right now. You were working on it. All she's got is a fucking working torso.
It's holding a hand sort of up to its body, and after this shot, you will notice that it starts to almost like deform, melting a little bit. Its humanoid form starting to drip and fall down almost like a liquid.
Oh, wait a fucking moment. Is that...
That's the virus.
Okay. Now I really want to kill this thing.
It's time. This thing's coming towards Lucy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that this thing has ceased movement twice now, the siblings are going to feel a little bit more comfortable about guarding the backside. Num's going to move over here and cup her hands for a boost. Encore is going to step on there, leap up and off the rafters, come down, and body slam this thing.
From the top, bro!
From the top, bro! It's Encore!
Encore from
The
top
people's
rope.
elbow!
Wait, he needs a steel chair!
Sibling teamwork! Yeah!
Yeah! Okay, you deal 2 to it. Donk!
Just, yeah! Looks up. How you doing?
It looks down at you. It frowns. Actually, frown is an understatement. Alright, let's see what Rune Bliss gets. Chill bump time. Rune 4. Okay. A precise slice of wind. Alright. Seeing that Encore has slammed the chair down, he's going to use this opportunity to slice a cut along its Achilles' heel and try and get the chair stuck in it, dealing 4. At Encore, your chair is now stuck into its leg, almost like a makeshift boot. It starts shaking you.
Get off.
Yeah, it's not gonna hold it for long.
Lucy, above you, the hand starts to move again.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. There is the distinctive sound of glass shattering as it punches through its own face.
Uh-oh.
And what's that? What is it? Oh, it's holding something. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to be holding.
The Hindenburg, huh? Really? You're gonna throw a giant explosive in this confined space? Literally filled with hydrogen gas.
Yes? Your problem?
Alright.
So Seiko and Larry, what do you do as a blimp is thrown at both of you?
I have an interesting question about this space. A, is it made of crystals or is it made of weirdly colored ice?
Looks like ice.
Does it feel like ice to Act 1?
Feels like ice.
Okay.
You know what? I got it. I'm gonna have Rolling Girl throw me at Virus Boy
Virus Boy, okay.
and desummon before the blimp squishes her.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm just gonna have to bronze it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have to bronze
Yeah,
dodge out
take
of the
the
way.
Hindenburg on the
What do you
chest,
mean
Larry.
You're just gonna bronze the Hindenburg explosion? I bet the people on board would have loved to do that.
I tried to jump to the side, not touch, take it on the chin.
Hey, Tali, I'm popping the cat to explode to 6.
Okay. Yeah, Seiko, you gracefully launch yourself. Larry, you're like, oh god, oh fuck, oh shit. You prepare to brace for it, and then just like, dunk, just kind of gently hits you. Yeah, you fucking thought, right?
Huh?
Yeah, just kind of gently doink, and then it's floating there, kind of suspended in the air. Its nose pointing downwards towards you, Larry.
It's a threat.
I'm waiting for the completely timed explosion.
I have a really dumb idea. I'm gonna have Act 1 pop into the ice down there, popping up next to me, put his hands on the Hindenburg, activate his effect on the Hindenburg, and push it down into the ice, and it'll pop it out on the arm up here that's punching in up here, just popping out of its face.
So, Lucy, you start to see the tail end of a blimp starting to get shoved out of its face.
It's like someone spawned a prop in Gmod and it's like halfway in the wall.
Lucy, looking at this at Act 3 with its fucking boulder, whatever the fuck is gonna do with that.
I know there's an electrical fucker in there, and I know it's covered in an flammable material.
Huh?
Oh.
Your problem now.
A 6 is coming at you with a lightning bolt, Lucy.
I see. Liz, your sand is weird, but it's so wonderful sometimes.
Yeah, when it works, man. Oh.
The good doctor starts to turn his head back to you. Tilts his head at you, Lucifer.
Yes.
Then points the flag
Yes,
towards Madezel.
What, trying?
It turns away from you.
Lucy takes his spinball and points it at the giant.
From above, from the fucking rafters, another dog is gonna jump on Madezel.
Yeah.
I think once the avalanche is settled, you walk over top all the fallen snow and everything. Can I say that enough snow has built up that you can actually walk up directly to the power lines now?
I think that makes a lot of sense.
They are that buried now that you can just go up directly to them and inspect them?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what I can do. I could try doing what Bliss did. Could freeze them over. Seeing where all the jellies have basically coated the wires and the pylon itself, I could Watchdog Water Dragon it. I could use that tea kettle that I have, distort it spatially, spray down the entirety of this power line with like freezing water, basically, kind of like a freezing rain. but just coating the whole thing and cutting the jellies off of it completely by doing that.
Okay. As you start to fold the water around and it freezes, coating over the now exposed cables of these power lines, you notice that the jellyfish start just kind of moving back up the line.
That's right. There's nothing here for you to siphon anymore. Go on, get out of here.
Almost like they're pulled by themselves. It doesn't really seem like they're moving, more so that they're just kind of being dragged back up.
Just following the current of the electricity, I guess. Wait a minute. House of Dreams. Elistar's going to look to the bird upon his shoulder.
It looks to you.
Is there a way that you can determine the direction the electricity is flowing within these wires?
It will place its wing on the wire. It would then take its hand off and it would shake its head at you.
What if these wires were never leading towards the giant, but away from it the whole time?
It looks at you questioningly,
Just a weird thought.
and then it stops, and then it nods.
Right.
Jacob, it's now seeming like it's sort of falling apart in the space that it's actually in. You'll notice that parts of it just kind of drip and fall to the ground in just like a wet splat. And its hand sort of quivering and melting. You'll notice as it flicks around, twirls around until the goop just kind of spins around like a centrifuge, and then... Oh, it's holding a pistol. It shoots you.
It's got a gun.
Can I make this a double or nothing and make it a Western style duel with my die versus his gun?
Sure. With just a piercing sound and a splatters to the ground.
I catch the dice as the die as it returns and I blow it off like.
I bomb it some more.
And kind of this pulsing, sort of writhing goop on the ground. You've triggered a villainous action.
Well, of course I did.
Bye, Psycho.
The villainous action is
Psycho.
called Metamorphosis. Just sort of bubbling and pulsing. These licks of light and sort of balls of tar suddenly start to multiply. All on the ground, pulsing and throbbing, almost like the entities, each of them individually, are alive with some sort of energy. And you notice as they snap together, bending, twisting, you hear a sound almost like the cracking of a bone.
Oh no! Oh, I know that sound you're talking. Oh god!
And from the mess of sort of just ambiguous shapes, you can see a bright white light on the inside.
Oh
they're turning into Millie.
oh no! You do not get to do that. Fuck you, little fire thing.
That is its turn.
Can I pull out my cat again? Rip and tear
Give me a power roll.
with extreme prejudice.
You start to rip and tear into it, tearing off gashes and bits, revealing bright white, long, tube-like sort of supports on the inside of the tar. It seems like it's forming bone structure. Takes 9.
Cool. I'm gonna use my bonus to charge some more of this. Barry, pop the shit out of this thing!
Encore, embracing the dog pile, grapples this thing's legs and just suplexes it into the ground here.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, mad as hell. Follow me down.
As you suplex it back overwards, cracking the ice of its head, and you see how it's got like a trident head, basically getting those spines stuck in between the grates on the fucking catwalk. It takes 6.
I'm gonna charge a spin and spend a resolve.
Yes!
Lucy, seeing this thing now perfectly embedded into the ground before him, goes, "Oh, well, this just seems unfair for you." As he holds out his hand, reels back, and just digs the spin ball straight into this thing's remaining face.
Awesome! As you dig the spin ball into its face, the last little bits of light eke out. Its scowl, its furious face, never faltering once as it struggles to the last moment of control to try and fight back. Eventually just melting into nothing.
That's one major enemy taken care of, finally.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Bliss,
fuck. Yeah, uh-huh.
my friend,
Yeah.
you are a wonderful person. Please don't let anybody take anything else from you. I am so sick of those things.
Look, about that,
It has been 3 of those within like 4 days.
correct me if I'm wrong, but it's coming back, isn't it? Isn't that how this works?
Technically speaking, I believe you would have to hit it with the whale to permanently kill it. Something like that. Yes? Am I understanding correctly?
True. It would probably be nice to find a
That's
source.
what Grumpy Me said. Okay, we don't gotta worry about this right now.
Yeah, I think my friends are having too much fun up there. I think I should go help them out. Yes?
Something bad is happening. Something really, really, really bad. Anyone else who can hear me? One of the frostbitten shares the same visual signature as me, and it's present inside of the giant's head. Seiko's currently trying to destroy it, but at the current rate, I don't believe she's going to make it in time.
Why is she inside the giant?
Larry is too.
Inside the giant!
It looks like the virus copied more than that stupid
What are
protocol.
all of you doing inside the giant? He puts his hand on the
That's
we
phone.
went
what
nuts.
she's explaining. It's trying to. I'm betting the fucking soul guy's trying to steal Millie's soul so he can just steal her fucking stand or some bullshit like that. Because the virus is trying to turn into Millie.
Oh my god. You know what? Sure. Why not? Let's encore Merry fucking Christmas. Yeah! As, Lucy's gonna encore and return with inside Lucy. Bliss, hang out with yourself for a hot minute. It's gonna step over here. Good doctor, I'm gonna borrow these for a second, and is gonna place his hands on top of the
The
dog.
good doctor waves a hand at you without even turning around.
I would like to assimilate these dogs to bring them with me.
They will gladly.
Alright, lightning in the sky. Bird up. And Lucy's gonna start making his way up.
Cavalry.
I'm doing the fucking fire emblem where like new enemies appear on like the other side of the map.
You just fucking launch in, molecularizing. Alright. I'm assuming you're going around the Hindenburg,
Naturally.
and not through it, as a spark, yeah?
Tali, activate saving mechanics on myself. As we go around, yes, we go around.
Fucking wonderful, okay.
Bliss looks over to the good doctor.
So, about how much of my, like, coding know-how is in you? Could you, like...
The good doctor holds up a flag, he starts moving his hands automatically.
Yeah, okay, cool.
This is the buddy cop movie I didn't know I needed.
Bliss and Camellia in the background, like a soft voice being like, you got this!
Yeah, you can family bonding. Woo.
Larry! It's time to Larry it up.
Oh boy, how can I do this without accidentally killing Psycho? Psycho, do you trust me?
Always.
Cool, unsummon your cat. You're gonna see Act 1 is going to pop its hand down, and I'm gonna pull Psycho through and pull her back here. Back
yeah?
right next to Larry. Act 1 is going to teleport all the way up to next to the Hindenburg and yoink it fully into the room.
Okay, where do you want to put the Hindenburg?
Oh no!
Immediately grab it, shove it back into some thing, so it is now coming straight down from the top above these two.
Gotcha. Okay.
And going down.
Going down.
I don't know if I need to spend a resolve to do both of those things.
No. But if you do want to, like, blow it up, you would have to spend a
I'm
resolve.
shooting the Hindenburg with my Hammond shotgun.
Alright! So it's gonna take fucking 20.
20.
The virus currently takes 23. And the Hindenburg detonates. Lucy, this is the first thing you see upon entering.
Alright, I'm here. Where's the... Lucy just the fucking lighting from the fire, and he's just got like the most mellow face, just staring out into. Oh my god! I left you guys alone for 25 minutes.
I'm going to spend a bizarre field point to negate 10 damage on the thing.
Well, I'm assuming that they have that covered. I'm gonna see where these power lines lead. Why aren't there cables connecting to something out here? Ooh, it is brisk out here.
As you're coming up to the top of the mountain, Elisar, I'm going to need you to make a bronze roll. Okay. You are fine, but you notice now that things have calmed down just a little bit, the blizzard up here is as bad as it's ever been before.
This is reminding me of that one time that we ran into those jellyfish down within the tunnel. I don't know why. It just does. I enter the fold.
Fair enough.
Before continuing.
Alright, it's going to be a tough track upwards. You are climbing essentially a slope that has been covered over by an avalanche, but you are able to make it with full
Do you know
manipulation.
what I have on me?
Hmm?
I have rope and climbing sticks on me. I have climbing sticks.
Fuck yeah.
So he's just going to get out like I guess like the climbing gear. He'll be getting up there one way or another.
You're gonna hear Millie come over the communicator before you enter the fold, and she would say, Elisar.
Hello, Millie.
You are aware that you're far beyond the range at which everyone else could get to you safely, right?
I could double back if need be. I have lightning in the sky accompanying me. If worse comes to worse, I can always just molecularize and travel down the power lines.
Please be careful.
I will try my best, Millie. How are things back at base?
Much calmer.
I'm glad there hasn't been any sort of simultaneous attack. Has everybody returned with the scrap? From the Titanic salvage mission, correct?
Yes, they have. Sorry, hold on. I'll be right back, Elisar. Larry just dropped the Hindenburg on the giant.
That sounds apt. That must be that distant explosion and heat wave that I felt earlier. I hope they all have their skin when I come back to them.
I want to pan over to Lucifer. As the flames just sort of kind of coalesce and you set back down, done molecularizing here, you see the giant's hand just kind of groaning and scraping back. It kind of grabs along the side of its own face for support as you see the fire is catching a hold of this film reel on this large frostbitten form down there. Licks of flame running along its body, along the bits of ice. Seiko, as you're there just kind of holding your leg with the horrible twisted ankle that you've got Larry, the gash wounds along you, and the fire singeing the front of your face. Both of you just... Silence falls over the room for but a second. Just the crackling of fire in the distance, and the groaning of the beast you're in.
Yeah. You can get him.
And there is suddenly a breeze on your backs.
Oh.
The the room almost seems to create this soft, whirling breeze. It's different from before. It's not cold. You look around the room, see little tiny specks of floating blue lights. And one of them lands down in the pyre and is swallowed up by the light. You will then see as the melting forms sort of harden, the gashes in the side twist and sort of break apart. Still connected, but almost more individualized. Now, from beyond the flames, 3 sets of eyes look back at you.
Oh, you're shitting on my dick.
Instantly, the flame is snuffed out, and the dripping forms just gently set down on the ice. Larry, I'm gonna need you to make a bronze roll.
Yeah, okay.
You see, as the little flecks in the air, all of them sort of swarm around Larry's right arm, which starts to turn to tar and bubble. Larry, you're gonna take 4.
Hold on, was that the arm that was replaced by Millie's vines and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. Larry, can you handle it on your own?
Probably not.
Shit, I feel like we need to act quickly. Figure it out! I'm gonna aim a die shot at the middle fucker. I feel like that guy's important.
Mm-hmm. The figure in the back steps forward.
Oh, that bothers me.
Holds out their goopy black hand, sort of starts spinning and boring into the very flesh of the hand. It's going to take 2.
Is the die coming back?
Yes. It eventually bursts right through the other side of the palm and goes back to you.
Get. Rolling girl come out. It's all between Larry and the enemy.
They're both sort of eyeing you up at this point. It's a very alien look. There's no sort of emotion across the face, just blank, empty stares.
Larry, we have no time to waste. Firestorm would be helpful right now.
Lucy.
Oh. That's the stuff that attacked Millie before. Hey Mills?
Yes?
If Goose is still watching the stuff that we have back at the base, the virus?
Her and Dr. Tiller are in the room right now, yes.
Burn it without hesitation.
Understood.
Yeah, ask them if they have discovered, like, a chemical agent that could counteract the virus, because I know that's something we were researching while we were gone.
I can give a Tiller brains roll if Lucy
Yo,
wants
give
to
us
ask
a Tiller
that.
brains roll. Absolutely.
Tills it up!
Lucy, you're gonna hear Dr. Tiller. Lucifer, the composition of this virus is naturally abhorrent to human flesh. It should break down if you touch it. Anything else will be ineffective.
Oh, ew.
I know you're not going to like it, but the best thing to do in this situation is to physically touch the virus. It should destroy it instantly.
Looks at what's happening to Larry.
Reach out and touch somebody.
If you happen to have been resurrected by Millennium, you are not made of human flesh. Please keep this in mind.
Tell Val to fix a shower.
With pleasure.
First off, sister, and one very excited boy.
Encore.
This place is so cool. I want to break it. Well, you're gonna get your your wish. Encore is like much taller than Lucy and Numb. Lucy's gonna grab onto his shoulders I've always wanted to do this. Encore makes himself unstoppable.
Okay, just make sure to angle yourself properly.
And Encore, like the wild animal he is, he's going to run and jump onto this hand, sending it into the pillar here.
Oh, hell yeah!
Let's go!
You slam the hand into its own pillar. There is a crack that runs up and down the whole chunk of ice. I'm going to transfer that damage to it. It's going to take 7.
So there is actual damage being shown here, right?
Yes.
Oh, I saw all the stuff outside. The outside's just a shell. You're the weak points. This thing takes no damage from the stuff outside, only on the inside from its own core being.
You're fucking correct! It doesn't matter how many times you hit it outside, it ain't gonna do jack shit.
I'm gonna break it.
Okay. I'm starting to understand a lot about the giant. It seems like its ability allows it to take the epoch of a disaster, something natural or otherwise, and reallocate its location in time. For example, it could take the Titanic and crash it into the middle of the flats, or it could throw the Hindenburg blimp directly at Larry, or Amelia Earhart's aircraft directly at LSR. Something's wrong about that down there. Creature that looks like me. I have a feeling it has something to do with it, but I don't know what yet. Its head can emit a beam of light. If the beam of light catches you in it, time for you will slow to a crawl. That's what happened to all of you. You've had its image of disaster projected into your own minds. You were forced to comprehend that which the human mind cannot process. And so you are stunned. For a full day. Frostbitten class Jotun. Designation in the year 2525.
Jotun, that's such a good name.
Yeah, that's good.
That's great.
It's the
Oh my
5-star.
god, I love it so much.
That little bowler hat guy is just sitting there chilling down there reading a
She's
book.
chilling down there.
Yeah, he's just chilling.
My
So
god,
it
this
isn't specifically disasters from the past. It can displace disasters from time. Can it pull from disasters that haven't even happened yet is my question.
I bet you it keeps a record of all those disasters in that film reel.
After crashing into this thing with its own hand, Encore and Co. are going to assimilate off onto this structure here, kind of hanging onto the side.
You know how Master Hand looks like when it's stunned? It's kind of that, just like floating very gently back up.
Alright, Encore. Take your goddamn Christmas present. Yeah. Encore is going to be leaping mid-air towards this thing, and I'm ending my turn as he's mid-air.
Yeah! The hand, shaking off, just crashing into itself, is going to rear back, grip in mid-air, and it is suddenly holding onto, that's an interesting shape. It's holding a boat.
God.
Cargo vessel of some kind.
It holds this for a moment. From the front of the year 2525, its eye sort of flashes a bright light, and you watch it bounce all around in this room, getting refracted, getting brighter and brighter. And then it's gonna come bouncing directly at Seiko.
Oh.
I'm gonna try and freeze you. You ready to dodge light?
Shit. You can't be on guard with all this bullshit.
I'm gonna also help you as Millie, because you're gonna hear in your ear,
Seiko, this entire room it's set up like the light box of a camera. The light in here is just amplified and gets stronger when it wants to blast it out. If you can find a way to dampen its light, you probably won't get hit by it.
The giant snowstorm inside the light box doesn't do that? Okay.
Snowflakes would have to refract the blade.
It's not a snowstorm, technically.
Oh, right, it's all butterflies.
Can I have Rolling Girl punch the floor to break a part off and like throw it like a disc to catch the light?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. The room lights up like a disco ball for a second, and through the dispersal, you catch the light, managing to disperse it enough where it's not coalesced. It can't do anything to you. You feel a little lightheaded for a moment, but otherwise you shake it off as the flash dims.
My arm, it is goop.
Your arm, it is goop.
Was Millie out an open channel which said the goop disintegrates when touched by human flesh?
Yes.
Fantastic. Sorry, Psycho.
That'll be fine.
Larry's gonna come up and slap you with the goop arm.
Give me a bronze roll.
Honestly, if you didn't, I was going to on my turn.
Kind of like a wet popping sound as you just slap it into Seiko's face. Larry, I hate to break it to you, you're missing a big chunk of your arm, but it's all popped.
It's disturbing. Action, can I try to, Haman purge the smoke in my lungs that's not letting me use Haman healing? Or whatever's going on with that?
Oh yeah, give me a Haman roll. Yeah, it's quite literally smoke. You just hack out a bunch of smoke from your lungs and you clear it out quite quickly.
Oh, you think I'd be more used to that considering how much I smoke. I'm gonna recall Act 1.
The virus flicks around. The one in the back, this one in particular, a bunch of the mass coalesces around its arm, falling away and revealing a long white bone. The bone then twists around and again turns into the long arm of a rifle, and it aims it up at Encore. And fires.
Oh, the sentient gun!
Encore is going to attempt to dodge the bullet mid-air, but because of his trajectory, he can't really do too much aside from dodge it. So as he dodges it, he just falls on it. He just
really flops on him.
You want to just accidentally fall on them?
Yes, I would like to accidentally fall on them.
Oh my god. Fine, sure.
What would you like?
I don't know! Speed?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that tracks.
With a wet slap, Encore lands here! Pop the bubbles when you land. You take 2.
You bounced.
Thank God something was here to cushion my fall. looks up at this one. Hey, how you doing?
God damn it, Encore.
I like to think that there's just the click click as both of them point guns at you.
Come here often.
Seiko!
The one that just made the rifle arm is currently pointed with his back turned to me. You know, yeah, this fucker right here, yeah, dice shot.
Dice shot? Alright. From one side of the head to the other, it stumbles and falls. It's going to take 3 damage. And the dice lands back in your hand.
Keep up the fire, Encore, rip him apart!
Thumbs up from the ground.
Alright, Lucy.
Lucy's gonna have the 2 dogs scurry down this way.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow me to get down to where Encore is, I have
Bronze roll or some sort of roll in order to make this jump. And you watch as the hand shakes itself, drops the boat vanishes, the hand turns towards you, starts to glow bright orange. A volcanic eruption is going to fire right where the dogs are.
I see. So Numb's ability is to stop not only kinetic but potential energy.
Uh-huh.
I would like for Numb to use her ability on Lucy to have him just stop mid-air and then let go and have him continue.
Yeah, you're able to do that.
Okay, thank God. Lucy's gonna fall, and then Encore is gonna lift both of his legs, and Lucy's going to extend his 2 legs. So like the freaking circus people doing tricks, like their legs interlock. Encore helps with the brunt of the fall, and Lucy just touches it with his finger.
You're just gonna pop it?
I'm just gonna pop it.
In a wet sort of goopy explosion, you touching it just pop.
No, Millie was not kidding.
Splattering the entire ground with more virusy goop.
Lucy's gonna look at what's going on with Larry and is just gonna start wiping it on his lab coat, his finger.
That's disgusting.
That is extremely disgusting. I thought it was cool. Uncle, that's gonna be my turn.
The giant shakes its hand off. Now, kinda done with this shit. The hand comes down here to the ground, right to where Num and Encore are. It opens up its palm, and from its palm comes an entire fucking horde of rats.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
it's
you're
the
injecting
plague.
rats.
Are you trying to throw the plague at them?
Anyway, there's about 100 rats running at you. What do you do?
Give me a moment. I'm.
Yeah. Take your time.
My hand is on my face for.
Use power word rat.
One more second.
The man, the rat.
Oh my god. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the strangest thing I have fought in the entirety of JoJo. It's just 100 rats. At least I can craft a bandage to prevent disease.
I've got it. On Encore, I've got it. You just have to have Encore chucking them into the wheel of tape. So all it can tape is rat.
All 100 rats?
All 100 rats into the wheel! The wheel of
100 rats! What do I do against 100 rats?
The wheel of cheese, guys.
That's a very good question, Jared. I don't know. I'm not the one solving your problems. I just make them.
Fine. You know what? I was going to save this for significantly later. But Tali, you have hit me with the exact scenario for a learning point I have been working on.
Yes! Oh, hand
I was
forced
gonna
by
save
rats.
this for later, but I guess I'm doing it now.
Hand forced by rats.
Give me Num. Bring her to the top later.
All right, I'll bring her above the rat pile.
Listen here. Learning point. Similar substances all hold the same inertia going through. All snow of the same variety falls at the exact same velocity. So I'm going to expand range-wise the ability of the siblings.
Okay.
As Num is going to extend her hand and grab one rat, and then start. This is so stupid. This is going to extend her other hand and grab a second rat, and then, in traditional JoJo style stand rushing, as one rat touches another, its inertia is stopped.
You're going to have a mat of rats.
So essentially what I'm doing is as all these rats are falling and colliding into each other, as I'm making this strange disc of rat in front of me, I am stopping all of the rats mid-air as they are now all considered the same substance.
Squeaking substance.
Fuck all your velocity. I was saving this for much later, but fuck your rats. I'm doing a learning point.
Okay.
I had so many cool ideas in my head of like an escape route bridge or like just a large rope all the way down or Encore making the entire team unstoppable at the same time.
Just admit it. Tally's in your head. She's in your head with these rats.
Fucking dancing with me.
She's rubbing two rats together with your brain between them.
So as the tidal wave of rats barrels forward, Num touches one, causing a chain reaction of frozen midair rats. You plaster the fucking floor with immobile rats. Not a single one gets on you.
Critics will say
Literally
that the rat
the only
waterfall
thing
is
I could
fake.
think of is using that. 100 rats has defeated me, Tali. I don't care if I won the roll. 100 rats has defeated me as a person.
I can't believe all it took 100 rats.
You've thrown so much more
I've
at us,
learned this
too.
episode that Lucy's kit is very specific and can only help in certain ways. And this grandiose idea I've had, I have to use on fucking rats.
I hope that this is all for the sake of
This is
playing up
everything
the
I
reaction.
wanted, Tali, and I hate it.
Okay, good.
I'm so happy, but my mind won't let me be.
Fair. Would it help you if you realized that they were all carrying the bubonic plague? Would that help you feel better?
No.
Well, they're not.
Tali, I love it.
These are.
Fleas on
Plague
rats,
is
as they say.
bubonic.
Fuck your please, they're all part of the same entity.
B-O-N-I-C.
You stated before, range feels fucky in here, right?
Yes, it does.
Act 1 is going to pull up behind this guy. And then, that's not Act 1.
Oh, General War Crimes is here.
And, he's got a sword. I'm just gonna try to cut the fucking projector in half.
You're able to lodge the sword in, and you can see even this thing is filled with unbitten goop. There's vines upon vines inside of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting something? Okay, so we can help you with that. Probably. Why don't you go in there and help out? I'll be fine. Go. I'm just gonna step off from the side from Psycho and like give her a push with my one good hand.
The floor sort of backing away, eyes wide. This individual now holds this glowing light much closer to their chest, kind of holding up a hand as they walk every step, unleashing another bullet at Encore, Numb, and Lucy.
I'm just gonna throw my spin. I'm just gonna throw my spin.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
done
throw
thinking?
my spin
Yeah,
towards
okay.
the ground. It's going to grind alongside these crystalline whatever the fucks.
Mhm.
It is going to bounce up and hit the gun straight up, knocking it off course.
Excellent. Takes one. The bullet is dislodged vertically. All of the bubbles around your feet are going to start coalescing into a singular spot. That is its turn. Seiko.
I'm going to flick my die again. I'm going to try to go for light again, unless the other guy tries to block it. I don't care which it hits, but I'm good.
The spin goes in and does pierce through the light. They flinch, kind of looking down, and then hold the light closer to their chest.
They seem scared.
A little bit.
Hey, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel it's time to befriend our enemies.
Wrong.
I feel bad about this. I don't feel right about this. I don't like this.
Make your decision.
You don't need to die here! Surrender!
Its left arm is going to extend into what looks almost like a machine gun. Not quite. Its right arm extending into, again, kind of what looks like a pistol. It points one at you, and it points one at Lucifer.
I tried. Seiko is looking at them with a look of sadness, though. She sees that they're afraid, but she knows what fear looks like, and she doesn't want to do this, but she knows she kind of has to. If that has any impact on them whatsoever, it's plain to see that she doesn't want to do this.
Lucy, you can see that in Seiko.
Seiko, Lucy's gonna look at you. Kill it.
I know. Fuck, just turns out my own morals. Shit.
Get up off the ground finally. He's gonna look at the swarm of rats. Hey Lucy, can we? No. You know what happened to squirrels? Fine.
Oh, sorry, what?
Plot point, there's a chunk of the crystal that's gone down. Encore's gonna grab it and is going to lift it above his head and is just gonna drop it on this thing specifically.
Okay, it just barely gets it out of your grasp. Just barely.
Oh, so that's the important thing, huh? So, tell me, you're just a little puppet of that thing. You're just a movable body that thing's the actual head, the actual heart.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, I always did kind of wonder what a computer virus would look like physically. This isn't exactly what I had imagined.
You will hear over your communicators.
Are you all familiar with the concept of a parent cell?
Yes.
One core element duplicated hundreds and hundreds of times over. All the copies are just copies.
all the code is stored in the parent. That's what that is. Furthermore, I'm feeling this horrible sense of dread looking at this thing. It was created with the power of the year 2525. This is a disaster from a possible future. I don't know what year. I don't know what cause. It looks like me. Never mind. Some other time. Frostbitten class, Snowflake. Designation, Professor Black Ice.
Huh. It's kinda cute.
Huh.
Isn't it weird I'd be friends with this thing?
Yes.
It's cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'd be friends with anything with
Yeah,
a
this
pair of
thing's
tits,
horrific.
Amy.
No, that's not why. It's just they look so innocent.
That's how they get you.
I love this Gemini.
Also, people have been telling me I should do it for so long. Finally made a musical reference to a song I wrote.
Oh!
Yeah, this is my music.
Looking red. Hell yeah!
On the ground next to it, you will see that those bubbles are shifting and merging back towards what sort of looks, again, very much like a head that is pulling and snapping itself out of the pile of nothingness. It looks a little bit like Millie's face.
There was another song that you played earlier during combat. Was that another one of your songs?
Yes, it was.
Knew I recognized that sample, that one sample from Aether Drift.
I'm just gonna set a secret action.
The giant's hand pulls itself back up, is going to come up to these two dogs that are up here, and it's just going to flick them off. One bites on and holds on, only taking one. The other is flung and splats into the windshield.
Pick it back up my gun. Just gonna stick that under my armpit for now. I walk back forward. General war crimes. He's gonna do general war crime things, aka he's gonna cut up the weak point.
Yeah, you take another hefty chunk out of it. 7 damage.
Psycho, you've done it multiple times since we've gotten here. This isn't a place we can show mercy. This is a war. Those are your enemies. You might not be quite willing to kill them, but they're more than willing to kill you.
And now,
So don't hesitate, or you'll get everyone around you and yourself killed.
doesn't mean I need to like it though. How scared do they look?
The one that's pulling up next to Lucy is not showing any emotion. The one in front of you has started moving its eyes, but more so it's just kind of blinking them, opening one, opening the other. It then points a gun at your head and fires.
I'm gonna counter shoot.
Okay. The die goes back and clinks right through the tar bullet. Again, kind of chopping a bit of its shoulder off in the process from the shrapnel. It stumbles and keeps pointing the gun at you.
Drop it. Roller girl's gonna roll up. Last chance. Surrender.
Can you roll universe for me?
2d6.
Yes. Okay, that is the DC it's going to try and beat. It doesn't move.
He's still holding his gun on me.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you a chance. Rolling girl, tear it apart! Rolling girl is going to attack the orb and initiate a double or nothing.
Okay, as Rolling Girl begins to tear and rend and rip into this, you notice that all of the virus starts to undulate and bubble, and parts of it fall and slough off almost like it's melting off the bone. It pulls it closer.
You said human contact. Seiko's gonna walk up. And she's gonna give it a hug.
As soon as your skin comes near it, you can see this as you're coming in closer. It bubbles and ripples, and as it's backing away from you, it can't really back up any further on course right there. As your arms come all the way around it.
And I just kind of whisper as I do it, I'm sorry.
In the gentlest of touch, just pop. The one next to you, Lucy, shudders, trembles, and all sort of just falls to the ground. One by one, the bubbles all pop.
Seemed lost. Wasn't malicious like the others. At least not intent-wise.
I was scared.
Lucy's gonna look directly up.
But I gave it ample chances.
We can mourn after the projector's dead. Give it a minute.
God damn it, Tali.
Lucy is going to look up at this thing. This year 2525. Now you've caused a lot of grief a second time. The lucky one was made of something, which means not only those people who were dead before either died again or their bodies laid asunder once more. The Hindenburg. We don't know if the people on side were alive. Amelia. It's another victim of a tragedy. I don't like that. Not one bit. Everyone, I suggest you hold on. And he's gonna aim it straight for this thing's face. Now, if you wouldn't mind, fall. As I'm gonna resolve rush this thing.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah! Fuck him up, Lucifer!
With piercing, shattering sound, all goes white for a moment in the room. A flare of light echoes throughout the room. And as it dims, the form in front of you starts crumbling. The hand very slowly starts to fall and lays in the basin of its own head. And the whole room begins to rumble.
You know, I've heard of punching yourself in the face, but this is a bit ridiculous.
There,
Act 3, not.
Let's get Firestorm and everybody else out of here. I'm pretty sure this thing's about to collapse.
Yeah, come on.
What about
Out
the
the
good
back's
doctor?
probably out onto the back's probably best this way.
This? Are they not currently beneath it?
Hopefully they can dodge, but you. This is
Yes.
too big for you.
Fair enough. Let's
He's gonna
go.
hit the
Is that a bunch
communicator.
of rats?
But what about the rats?
You're not seriously gonna try and save the bubonic plague rats, are you?
No.
Heck no, toss up the gift.
Why not?
This, follow me down, leaps up towards the eye with its athletic prowess, picks its friend up, and is going to drag it out the face as the entire front starts to keel forward.
Miss, you might want to move. This thing's about to fall.
Fuck me. Alright, come on, Doc, hightail it!
He can't! He's rooted!
Looks at the doctor.
Oh shit.
Follow me down, you know what to do.
Who's gonna use his ability? He's just gonna throw Lucy. Bink, bonk, good luck, rats.
The
I
giant
didn't-
itself falling down into the garden, starting to collapse, its whole body groaning and creaking. The two members of Follow Me Down are going to jump and, as you suggested, grab onto the good doctor, and they're going to do their best to just bring him down low enough to give cover.
I'm gonna try something funky with Act 1. I'm gonna try, as his, like, head's going down, as it comes in contact with that ice, I'm gonna try to transfer him outside, like, so he's, like, falling into Lake Una instead of down here.
Alright. You're able to slow its descent as basically the entire body all the way up along it. Every single bit and part of it, it's all starting to just melt.
Ugh. Not gonna get cancer from you firing that just for being in, like, general proximity, right? Enough cancer risk from smoking.
Good doctor looks up at you.
Okay, let's see if we can find a way down.
Is it over?
Thankfully, hopefully.
Oh, God.
Ugh. Fuck. How am I gonna fucking... I'm missing most of my forearm now. Forearm down now.
Well, we'll get you a new one.
Great.
Okay. Well, that was enough excitement for one day.
And eventually, the body melts into nothing.
I really hope that's hard to replace. Sometimes I feel like matter that hell comes back like literally the next day.
Well, if it comes back, we know how to destroy it.
Yeah, because we want to do that again.
Yeah.
How about you, Doctor? You want to do that again?
The good doctor looks at you.
I look at
Start
the
writing.
doctor. Lucy's peace signs and starts making his way over to
So real for that.
The sound of
How are we
just
getting the buggy back?
chains kind of pulling themselves up. You will see as the whale just pulls itself back into the rafters, kind of just curling itself back up. Hands beginning to melt.
I'm gonna have to walk out. I can't actually.
We could take the car, but Elsa's not here.
Wait, yeah, where is Elsa?
I can work you guys back to the surface with Act 1. I'm gonna have to walk all the way down the fucking tunnels.
Wait, where is Elsa? I just realized I haven't seen him this entire set. His entire
Oh,
fight.
he was gonna go figure out where the power lines went. So.
Hey, so that's a great
Wait, he just
segment.
left?
Elisar,
Yeah.
make your way up, and you can see this point. You're at the peak. The blizzard has become immense. Climbing has tired you. You're going to need to take 2 more points of frostbite. But you can see the peak coming up.
Looks like I have to scale this cliff. That should be no issue. Elisar's going to pull out his climbing gear, kind of attach the hook to the rope, swing it around a few times, winding it up, and is going to toss it up to the cliff, see if he can get it to catch on some of the rocks up there. Grab onto the rope and kind of like kick himself up, grabbing onto some of the rocks as he goes along, kind of going from ledge to ledge, making small bits of progress here and there.
Climb itself is difficult, tiring. It does not help the fact that you were consistently buffeted in the back by vicious winds.
This is the strongest that the blizzard has been, well, since I've arrived.
Nearing the top, a red glow emanating off of a weathered old tower sitting atop the mountain.
What's in the world is this? I'm sorry, hello. Is everybody else getting visuals on this?
I believe so.
Can see it.
Strange structure.
It closely resembles a radio broadcast tower. But that doesn't make any sense. That is only used on the continents when there's, radio stations to broadcast.
You'll just aim his flashlight up towards the dish, and all the jellyfish that have interwoven themselves with the with the tower.
Pulsing red nodes. And when you get here, the storm instantly clears.
He'll just kind of like, he'll stop and just kind of aim his flashlight around, now at the empty night air. What just happened?
Blizzard stopped.
Ground team, could you check outside? See if the weather has changed.
Sure. I look up at the giant hole.
Rampaging, raging snow.
Nope. That blizzard's still going strong. We're not that far from you.
Looking down the mountain, down past the peak, can I still see the blizzard? Does it look clear everywhere from up here?
It's kind of like it's just clear.
Can I see Isotilla from here?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense. I can see Isotilla from up here. If the blizzard was still raging, then my vision would be... I would be able to see in the atmosphere.
Hold on. I'm gonna try and get... Can you point your camera, or I guess your visuals, back at Isotilla real quick? I want to get your position.
You'll do so.
This is strange. I remember Dad mentioning an old radio tower that was used to garner the weather. No. It was used to
Millie,
examine the weather. It wasn't for radio. Yes?
we just had a conversation with the good doctors. They mentioned constructing some sort of weather probe. We were shown a picture of it. Small, with a metal exoskeleton and a small screen. Small display on the front of it.
You think you could look around for that? Maybe... Maybe I can give you some data on the weather. It might still be up there, just sitting next to the tower somewhere. I don't know if... See, I never heard of it, but
I'll take a
if Dad
look.
was done using it, he could have just left it up there.
It's a fine idea. I'll take a look around, see if I can find it. Perhaps it's become buried in the snow. Otherwise, I'm going to be also seeing if there's any sort of control panel or anything sort of on the outside of the tower.
Be careful.
Has it also gone completely silent like it has in Roll20? Just no wind, just nothing.
You're really silent.
Ground team. If you wouldn't mind maybe filling me in on some of your theories. It's become ever so deafeningly quiet up here. I'm almost afraid to breathe. Ground team? Lucifer? April? Seiko?
Elsa, it's been an hour.
Where
yeah,
did you go?
I'm sorry, I was just...
Yeah, the video feed cut out like an hour ago, LSR.
Okay, that wasn't
Are you
that
alive?
wasn't me
Are you
playing a
alright?
practical joke on you. That was actually just... What has happened?
Encore wanted to scale up after you.
I mean, I
Is
got
it?
the car out.
I don't see him anywhere. Should I stay put? Wait for him to arrive?
Can you make your way down the mountain?
I could try to check for him to see if I can visually make him out.
Elisar, hold on. Can you look back at the tower for me, please?
Doesn't look any different to you.
Is there something that you wanted me to inspect in particular?
It's weird. It's probably bad, whatever it is. I just
Something just doesn't add up.
Well, I'll be making my way back now. But before he does so, Tali.
Yeah.
Elisar is going to look off. Now that he's on the other side of the tower,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to look off the edge of the mountain towards the South Pole. See if he can make out the ice slabs from here. It is really spectacular. This is the furthest that I have been able to see, well, in the weeks that I have been here.
And as you look out across the wide open expanse, you can see everything. Absolutely everything. Spot it. Right there. But, that being said, that's not exactly what you're focused on. Down right about where the South Pole should be, there's just a big open hole.
Oh.
And that is where we're gonna end for the day.
Fuck, Tali.
That's
Oh
where
my
the giant
God.
was, huh? That was one of my first theories.
So,
Big guy lives in big hole.
that was night 12.
Yeah, it was.
Fucking wow!
Man.
Next
Man.
time we'll come back on day 13.
Yay! Lucky number 13, baby.
Lucky number 13, nothing's ever gone wrong on day 13.
Remember when we were joking about the Day 12 special event in like episode 5?
So much art to share with you guys.
I'm ready.
Everything else on it is a token.
That's really cool.
Basically set it up so that I can reorganize it and move stuff around however I feel.
Imagine where we were supposed to fight like the giant is like those cliffs next to in between the two big mountains.
I'm happy we had the doctor on our side for this.
It sure helped. I'll tell you where you were supposed to, air quotes, fight the giant, in the post-game.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, in the post game.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the post-game.
fucking rolling one.
So, first art that was seen was our good friend, the Good Doctor. And boy, did he look weird for a moment.
I like him. He grooving.
Y'all groovy.
Groovy.
He eventually got better, though. Here's Camellia.
Give us the soft one.
The soft one.
Oh, look at her. Enhance?
She is really cute.
Killer, Iso.
Project Butterfly.
What?
Nothing weird there.
Eh,
Absolutely normal individual. With
Tali.
nothing weird going on.
All resemblance to pre-existing butterfly theories is completely coincidental.
And then we have Good
see
Dr.
that.
Bliss.
Get it off the time.
Where's my boy? Yeah, don't worry about it.
Where are you about?
Where did I put him? There he is. This was like a beta design of Bliss that I had that I was like, I can't really show this off because this is like so... It doesn't fit for the current version of Bliss as it's at
Oh,
the place.
so does this
technically-
predate summer?
In a way, yeah. Well, I've been throwing around this design for a while. I'm glad I finally got to use it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's really cool.
This fucking...
He looks so cool.
This is a little tidbit that I will never... it won't come up in game ever, but the wings are melting very slightly. They are a soft little Wings of Icarus nod.
His butterfly
I see
book
that.
is also
I see that, yeah.
This fucking guy.
This fucking guy, man.
You guys took on
Ooh, I
way
wanna
too
beat him
many
up.
highly ambitious projects
But I can't,
simultaneously, and at
'cause
least
it's
two
not
of
my
them went
character.
bad.
Fucking love his hair and like his
This
body.
is a completely normal man with completely normal intentions.
I look at his hair and I look at that jacket and I love the fucking allusion to like the Good Doctor, like blood icicles in the wind thing going on there.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Also, a little thing that I always love doing, one of his eyes is completely blacked out to represent that he only has about half a soul.
I was curious about that earlier.
Just a little visual detail for fun. And then, reality hit you in the face, and the the Garden of Chains was ripped open like a tuna can.
This art's so good.
That guy's big claws.
The type of thing that I can do when I'm given 3 weeks prep time.
That guy's big claws. Ooh, he's gonna get you.
Hi.
We'll fucking grab you.
God, the art in this game is so good, Tali.
I can also show some early concepts of the year 2525. Here was me trying to sketch out the interior area, trying to figure out how that would look.
Oh.
Love funny bowler hat guy.
I like that. Yeah, that Hat Man has pretty much remained the same.
Hatman, I had the design since the start, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Here's me trying to figure out like kind of how it looks and moving.
I wonder who the Hat Man was. Who was the virus trying to mimic with that? I
This is the previous sketch of the thing we saw before.
I don't know if I posted these concept arts, but here's these guys. Again, just trying to figure out how it would look. I did a lot with this guy. I really, really wanted to do like, here's me trying to figure out how to make the tokens. I had this idea at one point of, ooh, what if it could stand up like a giant slug?
Oh, he tall.
Didn't end up going with that one, but
What a tall boy.
I like the idea that he spotlights one person goes to this motherfucker.
there was also something you saw before then. The good doctor showed you a little thing, a little guy.
Oh yeah, probe. Robot.
Oh yeah, little guy.
Little guy.
This whole like complex of scientists and their fascination with winged creatures.
It's just a little guy who go beep boop.
Beep boop, go beep boop.
They used him and they found out that souls are magnetized, as you do.
Naturally.
All resemblance to other existing orbs that we know about is entirely coincidental.
This is bad in Wilson.
No.
And more, you got Wild Things.
I like the
And House of Dreams, Act 2.
yeah.
Both of these.
House of
Yeah, I
Dreams
remember
is fucking-
the beef.
Both of these were bops.
I remember the
They're
beef
good
of today's
songs.
reveals being all eye catches and songs.
Yeah, we got a lot of eye catches.
Mm-hmm. There were even more that I kind of thought might get revealed today, and they didn't. It was everything just kind of hitting all at once, and I loved it. Y'all also got Chill Bump.
Breeze Drop got God.
Yeah, you got Mad as Hell Act 3. And then we get to go into the year 2525 chamber arts, which
Here we go.
God.
Please give me.
So let's start with the core itself. So here is the core of the year 2525.
Sitting there impatiently.
Like
I thought he was reading a book when I first saw like the zoomed in art and he was just sitting there in the bottom. I thought he was just reading a book like sitting on a lawn chair.
Nah, just hanging out.
Sitting on the fucking
And
plastic
I'm like,
chair.
what fucking book did you bring from the future? But he's
Sitting on the plastic lawn chair like Virgil.
I don't
Sitting
think
on the
anything's
plastic.
ever gonna top 100 Rats versus Lucifer.
You couldn't hear me because I was muted, but I was dying.
I cry.
And here's the very normal man with a very normal shadow.
Oh, why is it doing that?
I really wanted him to have the vibes of like a computer animation for someone who doesn't understand how to animate. So a lot of his movements were just described in ways of like, that's clearly missing something, right? You should be saying something more, right?
It's a wrong x equals 0 in the coding right there.
And then Seiko popped him, and he turned into this.
And went from a Bleach reference to an Evangelion. It's so pretty. I like the colors.
His big old guitar. The thought behind this is it's the room you're in reflecting into it.
Oh.
So, originally, back old ass concept, this was actually going to be the guy that did the time stop thing. and it would fire a like beam of light out, and it was amplifying its ability through the lens of the year 2525. That's like pre-game ideas. This guy actually changed a lot throughout development. The one thing that remained consistent, it had a gun.
You changed it so that the tree guy was firing the beam, but this guy just kind of didn't go away. He just kind of stuck around.
Oh, Goopy. And then we got my favorite trauma.
Yeah. We are gonna go and we're gonna hug Millie, and we're gonna give Millie a scholarship, and we're gonna give Millie a good future, so that something like this never happened.
Duncan, you were talking in like before this episode. You were like, "Yeah, I mean, like if Millie makes it back to like mainland, that's gonna be like bad." And I was just sitting there like, I know.
Well, this means that we probably have to go fucking de-goop Oblivious as well.
And then a new farm was farmed.
There wasn't just one, there's 2 people there.
It kind of would be interesting if that was like a self-fulfilling prophecy, where it's just like, this is what Millie would be without us, and this was what was brought forward with 2525, and because we know about it, it stops it, but if we stop it, we wouldn't know about it. It's one of those kind of paradox things and kind of fun. I love that.
That is actually a good question, that if the virus that we fought in that chamber was the virus from the future where we didn't catch it, and it was allowed to spread and evolve and learn, or if they were both the same entity.
It brought a tragedy from the future, and
right,
red strings of fate be damned. We're making sure that child smiles at the end of this game, I swear. If not, it's another campaign's problem.
I also love you just casually being like, introducing me to Soma while we've been playing this, and I've had this design in my back pocket, and now I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, oh. Let's see here. Are these aren't really anything huge, but here, have some prelims.
Black Ice's art is so cool.
That is also like the most tragic thing about this thing. Is it
wonderful?
Probably based off of Millie, and Millie still wants any form of human attachment. It physically can't touch a human. It cannot get hugged.
I know. Hug the child.
It was killed by a hug. That's the craziest bit to me. That was intense.
Yeah, did you like that? You like that?
You guys You guys don't even know if it actually feels anything, or if it's just replicating emotions.
Now that I'm conscious again. Tali, the one thing that I couldn't help but think when I saw the art for Black Ice, thinking about how close Millie and Seiko are, it reminded me of Millie and Seiko. It reminded me of just something about this character just made me pause.
Good, I'm glad. This entire encounter was made just with that in mind. I wanted to make you think about a lot of stuff.
And then Larry I'm a soldier, just fucking kill him.
Shoot the children.
Seiko's still a human, still has a heart.
War crimes.
General war crimes.
Shoots the child.
Blow up Hindenburg.
And Seiko, I look at you and I go, me too, cat girl, me too. And then Lucy's over here like, kill it.
Execute order.
Oh god, I gotta get my hand.
I was gonna make a custom eye catch for Act 3, but I never got around to it. There's a prelim sketch.
Ooh, what was with the boulder, by the way?
It was gonna throw that at you.
Damn it, that was my secret action!
Throwing shit at us. Stop.
Stop, it's not okay.
My power of electricity, miasma, and this rock I found.
Yes, I would like to have a bit of creative input on more things that the giant can throw at my party.
Oh, yeah, give me some ideas.
I believe that they should throw the meteorite that extincted the dinosaurs.
Ooh, good idea, good idea. What about Hiroshima? Can I hit them with that yet?
Soon.
The entire city?
Just
little
throw the
water,
entire
fat
vampire
boy.
apocalypse at us at this point.
Little water,
When hits you in the face!
When are you going to throw the fucking explosion of our sun at them, if it's from any point in time?
I love the idea that it's just Edwin shows us, yes, I'm the largest tragedy that's happened in the past 20 years.
Surprise, motherfucker! Supernova!